get to it. What's going on, good people? Yours truly, Easy Deezy, one of the hosts of Chop Shop. We back at it for episode 102. I want to thank everybody for being patient and waiting for us to jump on this evening. To my left, the one and only A.K. Greg Dawson, A.K. Ruff. How you feel tonight, man?
Good, my hands like I always do.
Okay. And the newly, to my far right, world famous Reverend Waldo. How you feeling tonight?
You welcome. Amen.
Amen, and you welcome. Okay, perfect.
We all headed straight to hell. right now.
Waldo got a mean prayer coming up, man, so don't sleep on it.
Amen.
Don't sleep on that prayer, bro.
Okay.
So-
Otis Redding had a song called
Won't he do it?
Won't he do it? So without further ado, man, we got family on here tonight, man. This is we go back so long. I'm talking about probably shit like 2003, 2004. I got in the coaching, man, back in the day. Timothy Records brother Charles, shout out to Charles. Told me, he said, man, hey, look, I really don't want to coach no more, but I got a younger brother that can play. So in my mind, okay, everybody say little brother can hoop.
Right, yeah.
Dre was giving out word. I told Charles.
Why you don't never believe nobody when they tell you somebody good?
Because I got to see it.
Me too. Yeah.
I got to see it.
Why you don't believe it, man?
I was wrong about your
man.
cousin.
Give a piece of gum, man.
I was wrong about your cousin. I was wrong about
pass it around.
And I was wrong about this man right here to my right. So without further ado,
that's why he don't listen.
Give it up for former Blake student athlete, Winthrop University's own Andre 4000 Spill.
Okay.
Appreciate that. Appreciate it. Thank
Andre
you.
4K.
Andre 4K. I like that.
Okay.
So let's get into it, man. I want to really just ask you, man, because a lot of times, when you playing ball in the neighborhood, some kids stick out. When did you realize, I can play a little bit?
I think when I was like 5 or 6 at the rec, I realized I'm just running around, running past the kids. I'm moving differently than they are. And we winning games, everybody having a good time, and it was just like, damn, I think I'm kind of good at this. Why not put some extra work in and why not go hard? Because I think I'm all right. So it was like 5 or 6 years old, really, for me. Because when I thought I was kind of all right.
Okay. And then Charles always...
Hold on. I asked you an honest question. Not even from my coach's eyes. Did you think, man, they're terrible? As a kid, you think, man, they're really bad, or did you say I'm just really good?
I thought I was actually pretty. Being honest, I thought I can just remember I never really passed the ball at a young age. I felt like I didn't need it. Everything changed for me right after that.
Did he play defense at least?
Oh yeah, he do all that. Yeah.
Nah, I played
not like the guy who
combo guard. They do it all.
Not like somebody. Right?
Nah, so I'm gonna stop you there. Nah, we're not doing a combo thing.
You scored and you played D.
We're doing Pete. Oh, okay.
That's what I mean.
My bad.
You scored and played D.
Because people be trying to tell me I was a combo guard, man.
No, you played two-way. You played
Two-way ball player.
And trust me, he's speaking from some place he's never been.
Yeah, I ain't never played defense. I was the point. I'm facilitating.
Yeah,
I thought I was just fast and good. To be honest with you, I didn't think about what the other kids were.
Okay.
Personally.
So I know Charles put the work in with you, and I mean it's so funny because I go back to I met you in 2004, and that was the first year I coached, and it was so funny because I had 13 to 17, and I had a team full of 11 and 10-year-old, maybe 12-year-old. I had one kid, Dan Tobin, who was like 14, and Dan was like 6'5". Wendy King didn't play for the team, but was okay. But he was really more into his academics compared to school.
Oh, okay. Compared to ball. Compared to hoop,
he was on his academics. He was compared to say hoop, so he was more student.
He
was more student than athlete.
More student athlete. There you go. That's it. Thank you, Reverend.
That's why we go to school. Wow.
So as we venture into it, I'm watching how he handled the ball, how he moved, and I'm like, this kid got a nice little game. Like he can go. And then when you playing against older kids, like high school kids on JV, varsity teams, like Drake can hold his own and still stick out. So I know your uncle, God rest his soul, the great Coach Winston Davis.
Oh.
When you left Williams, y'all didn't lose a game at Williams, did you?
We went. That's crazy. That's
3 years. Y'all know you started 6th grade.
Yeah, 6th grade we won 5-0. 7th grade we went like 2-3. We wasn't that good, or like 3-2.
So you really had no help there.
No, I wouldn't say that. I just felt like, I don't know. I don't know. Maybe the 8th graders leaving the next year hurt us.
Okay.
In the 8th grade year, we won 5-0.
Okay.
So the 7th grade year was kind of rough.
Okay. So now.
Transitional year.
Yeah.
Only if you will, yeah.
Rebuilding.
Right. So were any other schools in the mix leaving Williams, or you already knew you was going to Blake? I ain't got no choice. I'm going to Blake.
That's a great question. To be honest, I was going to go to Berkeley Prep.
Okay.
I forgot what the name of the coach there was. Berkeley Prep was an option. Didn't go there, and then pretty much it was either Berkeley Prep or Blake.
So what happened with Berkeley Prep? They ain't cut the check. What happened?
Nah, you know what? Nobody noticed either. I think only me, Charles, and my mom noticed. I had to take a test to get into Berkeley Prep.
My nephew got to take one Thursday.
I didn't pass the test.
Okay.
So if I would have passed the test, I would have went to Berkeley.
You went to Berkeley.
Yeah, I went on like a visit and stuff, and like not a visit, but they like showed me
it was a
around.
visit.
Showed you around the school, went on tour.
Yeah,
Just waiting on you to cut the check.
Yeah.
But I went to their camp that summer. I went to a basketball camp because some of their players at the time played for Florida Elite.
Okay.
So I kind of knew them. They kind of told me about camp. And I took the test and I didn't pass it, so it was Blake.
Okay. So
But it was
now,
probably gonna be Blake. Probably I don't know. It was close between.
It wouldn't have
those two.
been. It wouldn't have been Blake.
Yeah, if you'd have
I
passed
wanted
that
to play
test,
for
you'd
my-
have been at
I
Berkeley.
wanted to play for my uncle real bad. I really did.
but like you said, I
just
believe
ain't know
just, and for me, if I'm in that capacity as a coach, I understand your uncle. Like I said, I can't speak for him right. He's no longer with us, but I would have felt some kind of way, truthfully, if I'm here coaching.
Yeah.
You can come here because I know what you're gonna do when you get here.
My middle brother was supposed to play for him at. That's what I was told. He was supposed to go to East Bay. Brian
Okay.
I had a chance to go play for him there.
Okay.
And he didn't. He went to King. So I'm like, dang. I felt like I mean,
Who's
it's the
King?
neighborhood
Who's
school.
King's coach then?
Brian is how old is Brian now?
Brian is 40.
So it wouldn't have been Shake.
46.
Wouldn't have been coach.
Might have been
It wasn't Coach Mackey, and it wasn't Lanier.
It wasn't might have been
If you say it, I'd know it. Last
Phillips. He was Moran. Because he was after Shea, and he was there for like a Brian. If he could force it, Brian would have been like maybe 97, 98.
Watching, I'm sure he'll be.
So I don't know who the King coach was at that time. So did Unc feel some kind of way?
He did. I think he did.
Did Unc feel some kind of way when
I think he did. I can't tell you that I don't want to speak on I don't want to speak on. But I feel like he did. So I felt like
Brian ate last at the barbecue at his house.
Yeah.
Hold on, bro. You just wait.
Bro, you ain't hungry like that, bro. Hey, man.
But we wasn't really close to him though. Like,
Okay, I feel you.
Okay.
Yeah,
So-
I met my uncle like my 7th grade year.
Okay, so let me ask. So now we get to Blake. You're at the school, 9th grade, and I know you. I knew when you didn't play with me your 8th grade summer. I like Dre gonna do something. I didn't know. 'Cause I knew Toronto was at Brandon.
Yep.
They were building. And you had Torrance. They were at King.
Yep.
So there were some kids that were from the rec already making noise. Evan was at Brandon as well. So you had some kids already in the city. You had
Wait, at Brandon, how?
Evan Ravenel.
that's 08. Evan. They went to
State.
the 4.
Yeah.
So you
Ohio State.
Okay.
But they started at Tech. Him and Teron started at Tech.
Okay,
Played with Coach Jay, but that's another totally different conversation. So there were some kids, like I say, that came out the red that were making moves within the city. So it's like when you went to Blake, it was like, to me, I looked at it as, okay, you finna create your own lane. And y'all struggled your first year.
Yeah, my first year I think we went like 12 and 15 or something like that.
Yeah. I know it was struggle, but like I said, you start building.
They were a renewed program too, though, at the time, right?
No, Blake was in
Oh,
existence.
not for him.
not for him.
Okay.
Yeah, Blake was in existence, so
Yeah, Blake came out with me.
yeah.
Yeah.
They were good before, like a couple years before.
Yeah,
with
Kevin
Ryan
Huffdale,
Davis,
Ryan Davis. They were solid. Shout out to Ryan. Yeah, they were Charles Tritt. Yeah,
Gillette and two. Yeah.
they were solid. So if you remember going to the Final Four in Lakeland, because that was huge.
Senior year, yeah.
That was huge, and I really, really thought that y'all was going Leesburg a little too strong in the end.
They were good.
They were tough, and they ended up winning.
They did win.
They did. They won their year, and I just think leaving. Let's fast forward. We lose it. We lose the Leesburg. Now I'm looking at going to college. What was that experience like?
It was great. I think freshman year kind of caught me off guard, to be honest.
Let's rewind a little bit because I want people to know, and we talked about this, the recruitment aspect itself. What schools were looking at you?
Okay, so East Tennessee State.
Johnson City. Remember that, Mr. Jennings back in the
Yeah.
day?
Yeah. North Florida, Middle Tennessee State, Winthrop. I think I'm missing a couple, but I mean, it was like 5 or 6 schools that had offered me that I was actually considering going to.
Okay.
Took the unofficial visit to North Florida.
Okay.
That was actually, now that I look back at it, my whole family was there, and my whole family loved the visit. I don't want to say I should have went there, but...
Hey, go ahead. It's after the fact. That's the limitation
but
over with.
the academics of Winthrop...
It is. It was tough.
It speaks for itself. So.
Yeah, it was tough.
No slight to North Florida, by the way, but it is.
North Florida was closer to home. It was a beautiful campus. Everything was good. Went to an unofficial visit there, and then went to Winthrop on an official visit. Committed, because it was a kid that North Florida was recruiting. He committed before I could, so they took him, and then I committed to Winthrop. So if I look back at it, I think I kind of committed too soon, because that was before the high school season started. I committed.
I remember that too. So before you even got, y'all went to the 4, so you did your thing.
Oh, you could have changed your mind.
I signed.
Oh, you signed? Oh, okay.
I signed early.
Yeah, but I can get it over with. You know what I'm saying? 'Cause you don't. And it's funny you bring that up, because we talk about it a lot. You as and this is no shade, you probably your last 2 years of school, one of the top 2-3 players in the county, and you called out some of the schools that were looking at you. Please explain to these kids today, especially now.
Yeah, I know.
Transfer portal, NIL, and a lot of these kids think that, hey, I'm going D1. And no shade. Winthrop was they made it to the conference finals. This is the Big South. I watched the game. I saw you on the sideline. I thought y'all were coming. I was ready to text you like, hey, if y'all cover, let me know. Let me know. But they gave the game away. But a lot of these kids now think, hey man, I'm good enough to where I can go D1. What's your take on that? Because I mean, you still are connected with the game. So
for sure. So I know what you're saying, because I was one of the best players in Hillsborough County. And I didn't name Florida State that was recruiting me. I didn't name Florida. I didn't name USF. Well, you like Florida State?
Yeah.
Oh,
Two of the 3, without a doubt. And they're not the one in the middle.
I love them, but they didn't love me back.
See what I'm saying? So that's
that's different. That's different.
Yeah, they didn't recruit me, so it's like, with that being said, I didn't name any high major schools. So it's really about going to where, first of all, being realistic with yourself. I got this funny story about Teron at the Rec, man.
Go ahead. Let's run it.
I was like in the 7th, 8th grade, and me and Teron used to work out together a lot. And I told Teron, like, hey, I'm going to go to Florida one day. Teron looked me in my face and said, no, you're not. And he was being real. He was like, that's not you're probably not going to be a Florida player.
Right.
You might go somewhere high level or good school, but you're not going to Florida. And I was like, damn. So guys got to be realistic with themselves, and Teron kind of showed me, like I said, I was in the 7th, 8th grade when he told me that, is you got to be realistic with yourself and your game. And these kids, man, it's just like, social media is much bigger than it was when I was in school, so people want to have the views and want to have the accolades and all that, but I just don't feel like people are really putting in the right work.
Appreciate that honesty. Thank you for giving that honesty to him.
And work don't mean...
No, hey, listen. I talked to this guy about a lot of things, and most of them, of course, he's wrong about. But one thing we agree on is that we talked about this even before this thing even got out of hand like it is now. We was like, man, I just say, Daryl, these guys aren't that good with dogs. I said, dude, when you seeing good guys, you can say, okay, you may have a chance, or you can say, okay, he may have something that may stand out a little bit, but when you know that you can compare it to a whole lot, and what you said, because I always wondered about work ethic, and you say that all the time off there. You say they're not as hungry as, like, talk about the guys that you play even football with, the boys that said they didn't have the belt. Them guys, and even the football I saw when I was in, of course, it was a long time ago, is you can tell when a guy is really hungry. You can be a dog, but if you're a dog that ain't really hungry, you're not going to be able to compete, because you're not going to be able to flip that switch to really grind when the time comes, because I'm not going to mention the school armed with it.
Yeah,
so many great guys kept coming back home, and you said they don't want it.
If you ain't hungry, you ain't gonna fight for your food.
Right.
I'm straight. I eat a little bit later. Like if there's something left, I eat. But if you hungry, you gonna scratch and claw for whatever on that plate.
Or if you've always had to scratch and claw to get it,
right,
you're gonna scratch and claw to get it. I appreciate your honesty though.
So. But I think also too is that when you have been given things and you don't have to work for it, there's a sense of entitlement that you feel like, okay, and I think that's the part that we have to, I look at nowadays like with the travel ball circuit, AAU circuit. My nephew just played at a tournament this weekend. They said they played a team from Canada, and they beat them by 80. And the people from Canada,
Why
this is
what
what
when you can get beat by 80.
But let me finish. But they just had the mindset like, okay, hey, we're out of town. We're just taking the kids. And to me,
you said Canada beat them by 80?
No, they beat the team from Canada. Beat them by.
How long did the game last?
So your nephew team got whooped.
No, they whooped the team from Canada.
They whooped Canada. Okay.
Okay. Right. So they came down to visit. Like it is more like a field trip. Like we gonna go down here. We gonna get our doors blowed. But hey,
that's crazy.
We may go to Busch Gardens. We may go do this, do that. And it's like there's no fun in that. But also with that is that I come from an era, and I know it's being older.
But that team, I don't expect anybody from that team to play at an elite level though. Like it's.
No, but they have some guys from Canada in the league that's hooping right now though. Waldo.
They wasn't on that team.
No.
So that's what I'm saying.
And they're not on that team. Okay, right. But I say that to say this.
Yeah, well,
they play basketball everywhere.
Everywhere.
So let's just say now here it is. You from Dade City. Mm-hmm. They put AUT together Dade City. Y'all go anywhere in the state of Florida playing other kids, same age as y'all.
You're not
y'all ain't getting beat by 80, Waldo.
That's not gonna happen, bro.
That's not gonna happen.
Beat by 80 is tough. Like it don't matter what.
Okay,
so you put a team together.
Okay, so just put that. So here we go again. And my nephew's on a team that's pretty good. Okay, but to be beating people by 80, they won the championship. Got beat them by like 60. But that shows you the level.
They need to go to another.
But I'm just saying, but
a higher level of competition.
Okay, but with that being said, when you put these teams in, okay, let's say if I'm a doctor or an attorney, I got a team and my son is on the team. My son's the 8th best player on the team, and they not really. And that's why I think they really have to.
If you get beaten by 80, it don't matter who the 12th best player on the team. Everybody's gonna play.
Exactly.
No, everybody's not good.
That's
no, actually, everybody's not good. I'm sorry. No one is good. No one is good.
And that's what I'm trying to get to.
Man, here, so I want to make sure I sound.
You play travel ball. Yep. Okay, and it's just safe to say you're probably one of the top 2-3 players on your team. Is that fair to say? Yeah. Y'all ever got beat by 80?
Never.
40?
I got beat by 80 in a game.
Football.
In basketball.
No. Who beat y'all by 80?
Weatherford Junior College in Texas.
Who are they playing like your
And they was playing the base team.
The base team. I was about to say.
You were on that team?
Of course he was.
Okay, but so Weatherford Junior College State. So how tall was the tallest guy?
They was one of the top JUCOs.
Okay, so what was the tallest guy on your team? How tall was the tallest guy on your team?
Probably like 6'4".
Okay, the tallest guy on their team?
Probably like 6'8".
He had a couple of them, or?
I think they had like
you talking
two
about
people
military guys who could be good athletically, but they're in the military now versus guys who are in college.
That's hooping, getting up and down. Okay,
right.
Okay.
And it was a 5'8" dude. It was a 5'8" dude.
Shape in the military.
What was the 5'8" dude doing?
Dunking on everybody, bro. It was a 5'8" dude. He called 2 of my partners, bro. He called the white boy Vic. He called the white boy Vic so nasty, bro. He called white boy Vic, so it's like they on the fast break. They on the fast break. He come like to stop the ball, but he passed it early. So when he passed it, it went right past him. So he turned on the bounce pass. He turned. As soon as he turned, the dude was in the air. Boom.
Our 5'8" guys flying.
Went on top of him and he fell and slid like under the basket.
Wow. That's tough. Yeah. That's ugly. But I think that's the thing.
Glad there are no cameras there because he may not have recovered from that.
But that's what I get back to. So when you have a lot of basketballs in the area, you have a lot of teams in the area now. You got Skill Center, you got the A1 Elite, you got.
It was like the Generals against the Harlem Globetrotters.
That's what it sounded like. So you have anywhere from 5 to 6 different teams that are in the area. Yeah. It's a lot of kids, and I get that. But to me, right? But I think, and this is just here we go again, just a thought.
There you go.
If we really try to promote competition,
let's do that now.
Let's get the best kids in the area. Let's make that where, okay, and you may not be good enough for the A team, but okay, here's the B team, and we got 2 teams. So
you're gonna create levels.
Ages.
You're gonna create levels. Okay.
Right.
It's interesting because like when I was away, like in school and.
But it don't work like that though.
But it should.
Needs to.
But it's a lot of. People
Not
weren't
really.
just allowed to make teams like that. Like, it's a lot of mom and pop teams. Now.
That's what he's saying.
Right.
Uh-oh.
Yeah. Right. And that's what's
That's the
going
kind
on.
of team that got beat
Right.
by 80.
That's what's going on. Okay. Like, okay, here you go, Dawson.
Like you said, if I'm a lawyer, and I got money to put
Yeah.
a team together, put, Derek or whoever on the team, I'm gonna do that. So
You should.
it's like,
Oh, you want to come
I'm
to the
sorry,
mic?
I'm sorry, yeah.
Okay, so let's say, okay, here you go, Dawson. I want to get a team. Let's go get. Let me go get.
Moot.
Yeah, go
Lil
get.
Boy.
Yeah,
And,
go get.
Ray Ray.
Peanut, we gonna get Peanut on the
Go
squad.
get Peanut.
And
We're gonna get Nut,
then
Pojo.
talk about the other thing, but what about my boy? Well, how bad you want him to play? See, then these things come
And
in.
that's what I'm
And that's-
saying. So the narrative, if we promoting competition, let's promote competition.
And it's good
you can
for
have
life,
a tryout.
too.
You can have a tryout,
But the leagues determine that though, not the team.
but the team's already put together because they've already had the.
But the league they in promotes the competition.
Okay.
Because if you in a league where you just going out to have fun,
Where did
you
you do
gonna
that
have
at?
huh?
Where would do that at?
The Canada team, obviously.
My nephew 14. There's no fun in. There's no fun
Rec
in
teams
flying
try
out
to
of
win
town,
toward
getting beat by 80 points.
Rec
travel
teams
ball
try to
is
win
different.
too, though.
travel ball is different though, right?
Right.
You're on a travel team to be seen, be noticed,
Right.
with exposure.
But everybody is not at that level, and that's what I'm trying to get to.
No, you're not.
No, hold on. I want you to explain that. You said,
But they have- so-
well, hold on, Waldo. He said a travel team is for the purpose of getting exposure. You mean real exposure, just like what you were talking about earlier with the social media likes? Is travel ball? I'm
Travel ball dominates
I
the
don't-
exposure.
so it's not like when I came up with the AAU, which is that was your
It was
experience.
one
That's
team,
basically
it was one
AAU
team in
is basically
Tampa.
travel ball.
The 12 best kids played, and that's
Period.
what we did. That was it.
That was it for me too.
Right.
Florida
So-
Elite. We was
It was
Okay.
it was
team in Tampa.
Florida Elite
Right.
was the
best team
AAU
in
team.
Tampa.
Okay, so
Okay.
if you recall, give me some names that you played with on that team.
Trent Mackey,
Trent Mack went to Newsom.
Rashawn Rimbert,
Remember went to Sickles.
Jordan Davis, Sheldon
David
Tooley,
Gaither. Okay, these are elite. Jordan Davis went to, I'm saying Cody, but he went to Sickles. Okay,
Rashad Brown. You know Rashad.
Yeah.
We all play for. That's my age. But
right. But that's what I'm saying. So these are the best players in the county.
Frazier played for them too.
Right. So it wasn't Michael Frazier, right?
Yeah,
okay.
Michael
So it wasn't the ninth best player for Blake was on that team.
I was only AAU player. On
Okay,
team
the
for a
eighth
while.
best player from Newsom wasn't on that team.
No.
That's what I'm trying to get to. So
And you're not wrong. And I hope it's not being.
But so
missed.
what so this is what I'm saying, D though. Like the eighth best player might not be on Florida Elite,
They're gonna be on
Okay.
Brandon Bolts.
but he gonna be on an AAU team that's not playing the
And-
competition that Florida Elite is playing.
And what is AAU then? Is it just a name now?
No, it's travel ball, but
No,
it's
listen to
different
me.
levels of travel ball. You not at the Adidas camp if you can't get on the Florida Elite team. You're
Okay.
not getting to those
my man
those
GA,
top
okay, here we go.
tournaments.
Appreciate it, Coach Lewis. My partner from Albany, GA stand up, Coach Lewis. He said it's a money making business.
It
Oh,
is.
If
wow.
you pay, you play.
Right.
wow.
And that's the thing to me that
You can't just pay to play in every tournament though.
okay, but you said play in every tournament,
the
but
college coaches, you can't just pay to get in them leagues.
Okay.
You got to have a track record of.
Let me-
you got to have some players they want to
But
see.
all that
Okay.
goes back to his original statement. These people they're not being given a realistic expectation of where they're going to be in life. Because
Okay.
at
But
some
let me just-
point,
but let me just say this.
reality is going to meet your reality.
okay, let me say this. Out the
And that's
red
getting beat
teams,
by 80.
Out the red team that we had the first year we won.
That means not
First year
going to
we won,
Florida is what he's saying.
I won my five. My five was CJ, Jeffrey, Dre, Dan, Jeffrey, Riche, Dan,
I don't remember Dan.
Big Dan.
I gotta see
Okay,
him. I gotta see
Dre.
him.
So
He was
out the
trash
five
then.
kids,
Nah, I don't mean
He was
I don't
trash
mean-
then, but you don't remember him.
out the five kids that played, Dan was the only one that played basketball. Jeffrey played at Durant, CJ played at Blake, Riche played at Gaither, Dre played at Blake. And I'm talking about started. I'm not talking about
Just on the team.
12th, 9th, 10th man
Yeah.
started.
So that's why he don't remember Dan. Dan was trash.
Okay.
Nice.
And then there were other
He
kids.
said that, bro.
And
He
there were other
said
teams. He
that.
just said that. But listen, there were other
Dan.
teams.
I ain't say
But there
that.
were other teams in the league. We
Tell him,
had,
preacher.
Bad
we
names.
had Eric Diggs in the league. He started at King. We had Kevin Johnson started at Tech. We had
He played for the Suns.
To play for the Suns.
well, not that's another one.
Okay.
though.
Oh, okay.
We had the Donaldson boys. They played at King. Cunningham played at Stephen the Christian. There was a lot of good talent.
The red used to be the spot to go to.
That's what I'm saying. So for that, I saw
Even with the adults hooping just open gym.
right, but I'm saying, but I saw good competition with the kids, and that was 20 years ago. But now, to think, and there were good teams that came through the rec, that with the league and whatnot. But you could have put a rec team together with what we had 2004, 2005, and we would have competed. But I guess for us, like finance resources, we could have put together an AAU team, and I think we would have been all right because we had size, we had a little bit of everything. But when you're talking about a team getting beat by 60, even like high school games this year, Waldo, I told you we went to Steinbrenner, 33 net in the first quarter.
Yeah.
Steinbrenner don't even score, and this is a high school. So
School game.
These are the best kids that you got at Steinbrenner. Steinbrenner got over 3,000 kids.
Best
And
kids
you
that are
mean- and
playing
you mean to tell me
basketball.
that you can't score a point. You
So
can't
they
get a
need to
putback.
They need to get some of them kids that's European. They need to get them from Europe. The ones over here ain't built like that. They got to go to Lithuania. They got to go to Greece.
But that's an entire community.
Italy,
There's somebody in the community
France.
that can play.
They're not in the right area getting the Europeans.
I'll say this also. One thing that's different about high school athletics and actually the culture in general is there are other things that pull kids away early. You found you knew you had your gift early in life for whatever the reasons were. Whatever may have given him that idea that he could play and compete, and he also knew it. But something made him hungry. These kids, we always were outside.
Hold up, real quick. Dre again, my buddy Dre. Elite shoe team tournaments are sponsored teams. Anybody can play live, period, because you pay to play. And being old school,
You call them what kind of
elite. So you got the Adidas have teams, Circuit. They have the Circuit.
Okay.
Puma got teams, Nike,
Under Armour.
Under Armour. Those are
let
Circuit.
anybody play on those teams?
So they have to.
No.
They have to be.
No, you got to be good. You got that's
Okay.
sponsored. You're
That's
sponsored.
that's what I'm saying. Like you can't just get into them.
Okay, you
them
can't get into them.
tournaments.
Yeah, you can't get into them. But when
Those
you
are the
have-
exposure camps.
okay.
Not the only ones though.
Yeah, but behind thank you.
only
Yeah,
exposure.
how many exposure camps do they have? If it's 12 weekends that they play AAU basketball from March to say July, how many of those are shoe sponsored? Maybe 2.
Nah, they gonna have all of them gonna be different. Puma, Adidas, Under Armour, Nike, Reebok. They
So-
all gonna have. So there's gonna be 6 to 8 out of them 12.
Okay, so
Like, is there a nationals anymore? Like
they supposed to they do it in July. They used to do it in July. They move it around a little
And
bit.
everybody was welcome to go to those.
Right.
No matter what you wore.
Yeah,
Right.
you getting put out first day. Day one.
No.
You get beat by 50, you done.
No. Nah. Why you say that? You mean like if you not?
I'm the trash team.
Oh yeah.
So y'all
We can
get
talk
sent
about
home,
it.
right?
But how
Y'all get
does
sent
a
home,
trash
okay.
Yeah.
team get into one of those venues if you're a trash team?
Dre saying if you pay, you can get in.
Yeah. You say you pay to play. So now here we go again. Now then, this is where it gets complicated for me.
Yeah,
But your organization gotta be realistic,
I'm very
too,
lost.
Okay.
I'm very lost on that.
No, but here we go again. So it's like
That's not promoting competition. Maybe
right.
I'm
So
missing.
if you have the funding to pay,
Here you go.
and that's what I go back to with traveling. You take, let's say there's a tournament in Savannah. You can't drive to Savannah and come right back. So let's say you got to drive, gas your car up, find somewhere to stay. If you got other little siblings, got to feed them.
But the bus.
Then you gotta
takes
pay
the
to go to
kids, right?
games.
The bus,
Huh?
the bus takes the kids.
No, the bus don't take no kid. No, they go.
What bus?
What bus you
This
talking about?
AAU, this
This AAU,
traveling.
the travel ball, bro. They go with they.
Parents?
If you
Next to
ain't
kid, yeah.
if you ain't on one of them sponsor teams, you paying for everything.
Yeah, everything paid for. Yeah.
If you ain't on one of them sponsor teams,
Yeah, everything paid for.
If you don't have a sponsor, you the sponsor.
Yeah. And you do it 12 weekends out the year. So you may
But it's
catch
the-
one in Orlando, maybe the big house down there.
So that's what I
Tavares.
say about AAU. When I was in school, AAU wasn't as big as it is now. So AAU teams,
Wow.
And it's still growing.
You say it wasn't as big, meaning it wasn't as many teams because it was.
It
Huge
wasn't-
when I came out.
it
No, I wouldn't like
what
that. for us.
AAU?
No,
AAU
no, not
AAU
as many
wasn't
teams. No,
huge.
AAU was elite, is what I'm saying.
Yeah, they were the best of the best,
So
but not like
that's-
that.
saying.
so
It was
AAU
huge.
was basically elite
What you
players.
said, they
Right
Florida
now,
elite is what I
it's-
would call AAU when I came out.
So Florida Elite was
That's the best
around
team.
when I was
Right.
around when I was coming out. So
Exactly.
Marquise Daniels,
Right.
My homeboy Frank Craig played on there. There's a couple players from this area.
Right, but like
from this area,
from Orlando.
Orlando, it was players on there. I think Nigel Dixon played on there.
Okay.
From Ocala.
Right.
But it was Florida Elite, and then it was other AAU teams that played basically locally.
Right.
It wasn't no this AAU team going to.
And that's what I think. And that's
traveling to go nowhere to play.
And that's what I was trying to get to. So to stay conducive within budgets, you know what I'm saying? Okay, let's do tournaments. Let's find a venue. We can do a tournament, let's say twice a month. And we get 18.
But it wasn't to stay in the budget. We wasn't invited.
Okay. but
my AAU team wasn't invited to none of them tournaments because we wasn't.
But I'm saying, but as far as just is to make it where, because when you present that like is a tournament, like an all-day tournament, maybe $55 to $75 to go to games. That's a lot of money. You know, if you taking you
got 2 or 3
spouse, 2-3 kids,
that's
and the kid and the kids ain't getting no break.
That's a 5.
They paying same thing. So you talking about
that's just for the game.
That's what I'm saying.
Right.
That's what I'm saying for the
you ain't ate nothing.
Room and board.
Talking about $1,000 weekend.
Nowhere. Yeah. You know, and I think
for fun is what I'm hearing, not for like something that's really.
But
it's the same thing with 7-on-7 though.
But just like I said, but just my thought. I just think there should be something where
7-on-7 the same way.
Tournaments locally at all. And as you get, you know, and if you are one of those teams that, you know, hey,
except for adults,
let's see where we at.
Yeah.
Let's branch out a little bit. I'm good with that. But, you know, just looking at, I talked about Sister Line, she talked about the team for Canada. They was just like, oh, you guys are really good. Like, if I'm a kid on that team and we lost by 80, I'm straight aggravated.
I'm not coming back.
I don't even know if I still want to play basketball.
I don't. Yeah, your dreams are dead.
We done got beat by 80.
When we got beat by 80, I really ain't care.
But you was in the military, so that didn't mean that much to you. But a 12, 13,
we still got whooped. Like when we got in there, my whole mindset was I'm finna get off, bro.
Okay.
And we got in there. I didn't get off.
But you still went to work.
And they whooped us.
But you still went to work the next day, though, bro.
Right.
That's all I'm
I
saying.
had to go to work later on that day.
Nah, it was a weekend.
Oh, you in the Air Force. You in the Air Force. Y'all had time off. Yeah.
But a 14, 15-year-old kid that's working out in the driveway, working out the gym and looking good, and now we come down here to play, and we get beat by 80, I might need to try to do something else. Because this ain't it.
Bro.
This ain't it.
That game was funny, bro. There was a dude walked in. He said, "Please call 911." That's when he walked in, bro. When he walked in the gym, he looked at the scope. I heard him. I was like, "Man, we."
You know what I'm saying? So it's like, bro. You know, and I'm gonna ask you, Dre, like, because you've played like when you went to Blake, you saw some guys that could play. You went to Winthrop, you saw some guys that could play. And I think when you play basketball, you have a sense like, okay, this guy he can go, this guy not so much. So now it's like, and I've seen you like in a little tournament y'all do. I saw you cross a guy wide ground. He just looked lost. I was just like, he looked bad. And he might have been somebody that you know just want to stay in shape, get his cardio, but he really wasn't good. Like, you know, now you on a reel, you know, on the ground. But I don't know. I just think that we should be promoting the game, but promote it the right way. So working on fundamentals.
I want to ask you a question. You've seen guys that you know can really play. Waller, you play with guys that can really play. What would it take? Say you're a person like me who has like no filter, and I don't want to hear about it because life is going to be as hard. What would it take for more people to be as honest as you were in the beginning? Like we said, your cousin said you're not going to go there. What would it take? Because I think it would help readjust what's going on out here now with the transfer portal and NIL. It's not going to get better until we get a hold of a whole lot of things.
Well, they got to put a cap on it. I think they got to put a cap.
I don't think it's a cap on it, but it's so like so what you're saying.
Good that are getting opportunities.
So what I want to say to you on that is basically you have a need for players.
Right.
You have a need for players.
Right.
So even if your kid is not as good as he thinks he is, he's good enough for you to need him for your team to be successful.
Is that true though? Because if the guy's not good, no.
I agree.
But this is where I'm looking at. Okay.
We're talking about college. We're talking about college.
I don't care about the little kid. Well, I do. I care about the little kids.
I was speaking on basically like the high school going to the next level.
But that's what I'm talking about as well. Because at some point they're going to get to a point where, because you know you get 5-1s, I don't even know if they give them 5-1s anymore because now the coach is always recruiting to get rid of you everywhere.
I was going to say one of the biggest things I feel bad for the high school kids because the
college
portal.
player is going to take your spot.
The portal
is going to take your scholarship.
We know what's going to happen in football. I know basketball is a little bit.
Basketball is worse.
Baylor ain't got nobody on their team coming back next year.
So they're going to go in the portal heavy.
They got no choice.
The roster, they're not going to
unless
They're not going to go 15 freshmen.
They're not going to recruit high school seniors as much. Like and then the new rule with the JUCOs where you can go play JUCO ball for 2 years.
Worst rule in the history.
Yeah, it's crazy.
College,
so
I don't think so though.
I think that's
the worst rule in college.
So I can be 21 years old, and now I'm a freshman. I go play at Winthrop.
So you develop, you got your body right.
Like, I just feel bad for the high school seniors.
A high school kid.
You got to be really, really good.
Well, maybe basketball might be different. Maybe baseball if you have the elite guys. But in football, Heavy and I have talked about it. There is no way that a high school boy can compete just generally coming out of high school with a guy at 24, 25. It's just not going to happen.
But the dude is 24.
Growth is huge.
But the dude is 24, 25-year-old, and he's there for a reason. He's not there because he dominated at 21.
Right.
No, but he's still
he fits. He fits a need.
I
but he's still
understand
a
what
full-grown man.
I understand what you're saying. But if he was a full-grown man and dominating at 21, it would be different.
He wouldn't be there no more.
But Daryl,
but
you're talking against a high school guy though. I mean, me and him are talking about the kid coming out of high school. Even if you're okay, that extra 2 years of JUCO, and you're talking about 4 years. So he's 22. You're 18.
He's 20.
He'd probably be 20. He'd probably be 20.
So this is what I'm saying. Those 2 years are getting you developed to be where you can compete with these other men that's coming out of high school that's already playing like grown men.
Right.
But they're already playing at a level that's up here. You at this level. So you have to work to get to this level. And by the time you 24, you just reaching where these high school kids are at.
Right. And the thing with that, everybody's not Cooper Flagg. So let's back up. Everybody's
that's what I'm saying.
That's my point.
That's what I'm saying. So if you're a junior college kid, I am going to junior college. I am going to, after those 2 years, I'm going to be better than a senior at Strawberry Crest. Because I played
against better competition.
Against 21, 20-year-old kids.
You definitely are.
And Coach, you also have...
I want to recruit that kid.
You also have college coaching.
Yes.
Versus high school.
But it depends on
about that.
It depends on what JUCO you went to.
Huh? Yeah. No. But a college coach is going to teach you.
It depends on which JUCO you went to.
When I was in Tallahassee, that's what I realized.
It's a
the
different
coaching that you can get at college level is going to be better than because I can take my high school mind, but the college coaches are going to show you things that are going to give you the ability to use to be crafty. You're going to learn craftiness playing against guys who learn the tricks of the trade from other people. I'm really worried about the high school kids and you destroying their esteem because
it's gonna be tough for these kids.
So the thing is, this it is
like he feels bad.
You have to be an elite kid to get a Division I offer.
Right.
But
it's gonna trickle
if you're not
down
an elite, if you're not an elite kid, you still have an opportunity.
I get it, but Waldo, you're forgetting. It's gonna trickle down.
Like if I was in high school,
I'm not forgetting though.
If I was in high school right now, it would be tough for me, a guy, because it'd be like, is he really good enough, or can I just go recruit a transfer from USF?
That's my point.
Or a transfer from HCC?
And it wouldn't matter what the school is, correct?
Because they are already grown. But let me say that. But let me say this though. You may not go to the school that you want to, but there are other maybe lower level D1s.
But you have the
D2s.
same opportunity that the person that went to the JUCO has.
Exactly, and I do agree with that.
It's not eliminating all opportunity. You still have the opportunity.
No, I'm not saying it's going to
your role's going to be a little different.
A lot different.
Role's going to be a little different.
The role has changed. And this state troopers on the highway right now.
Hey, you also got the mob on the road right now.
But I think piggybacking on what you said, like you look at a team like Baylor. Baylor went to the 32 this year, lost to Duke. Out of the 15 players on their roster, they have 3 graduated, 2 trying to draft, Everybody else
They may
transfer.
Everybody was transferred.
So they have nobody coming back to play basketball. So now, like you said, you're gonna have to get out here, get active in the portal to get
You ain't
out
got no more eligibility,
and
Dre?
go get
Go try Baylor, bro.
and go get kids. And I think for me,
They
that's
looking
the,
for players, bro.
that's the thing that
And there's actually 2 portal times, right? There's now 2 portal entry
I think it
times.
is, yes.
Yeah.
That's
Right.
another thing
Close,
you said
open, and
about-
close.
Yeah, open.
and then also
But it's for different sports, though.
right, but also when a coach leaves, so you may have an offer like
same
perfect or like Josh Lewis at Blade, slated to go to Iowa, committed to go to Iowa, coach got fired.
Okay, but that's different.
So now, but I'm just saying, so now
That
you're
happened to my
back.
cousin.
I mean, you told me. So
Yeah.
so now he's back, trying to, and to me that's the thing that
He just committed somewhere too.
he did. He committed Louisiana, but to me the thing
Josh?
that but I
Louisiana
think
State.
no Louisiana and
Raging
Lafayette,
Cajun.
Raging Cajun.
Lafayette.
Right. But I think also with that, two things you have to look at: can I play, and how quick will I play?
Yes.
That's the most important to me. That's what kids should look at. Because if you go into a team and you're not playing until your junior year, that's tough. Because now you.
I mean, that's a hoop.
that kid would have been
that's
gone,
who.
though.
But
He-
even like football, and the thing nowadays is that further
Football, if you ain't
confirm.
playing your junior year, like if you show out your junior year, you gone.
Right.
But
But
depending on where you playing at.
and then on top of that, as kids leave,
And
we
what
got
you
other
are
kids. We
playing.
got other kids coming. So maybe a transfer come in better than you,
And they're looking
and
for
you
a
still
transfer
got to wait.
period.
That's what I'm saying. And you still got to wait.
Yeah.
And that's the thing that
Better be
can
getting your
get
grade.
discouraging because I look at a lot of kids and I think I go back to certain kids when they on certain teams, they look good. When they play and they whooping somebody, he do his thing, but he really, really good. But when I need you to,
It's crunch
the game a
time.
little tight.
Ball in. We need to put the ball in your hand. We need you to get a bucket.
Right.
Jay, we need you to get one bucket right now.
Everybody don't have that.
Everybody don't have
Everybody don't have
Most
that. So
don't have that.
okay, right. But that's what but I say that to say everybody look good when you whooping somebody. Everybody look good when you whooping somebody. But when
I don't know about that.
Nah, that's
Tell
some
you the
niggas that
truth.
trash when you whooping them too. They just on the court because you
They on
whooping
the
them.
court.
Yeah,
'cause
but,
you
but
whooping
a,
them, right.
person with a skilled eye doesn't see what the casual fan may see. You're just like,
100%.
right. But
Or the coaches that were like, your friend said to you. The coaches who really watch things be like,
But see, like, let me ask you that: when you played at Blake, you played at Blake 4 years.
Yep.
Who was, and Teron was a couple years older than you, but even like out your class, who was Blake's rival? Your last year of school was it Jesuit?
You just say that. I don't think we had a rival. I'm not
Right.
trying to be.
Right, but y'all were better. But y'all were better.
We were better. They
than
had a
everybody.
good team. They had a good team.
but y'all were better. I mean, y'all beat them.
I think Hillsborough was good that
District.
year.
Okay. But was there a kid, and you played point guard, so let's say, okay, hey, and I don't know if you wanted to read the paper to see how the other schools did when you got home. Okay.
Every
so was there
competitor.
was
I
there
ain't
a
never read the
guard?
paper
every-
about the other players.
no, every
I wanna
competitor,
see.
every competitor.
Yeah, I
I wanted
did.
to see every.
I ain't never read the paper about the other players.
I did.
I said every competitor.
Saturday morning, I was on.
I was a competitor.
Saturday morning, I was
so
on.
we
that.
heard, like we would hear, like man, you old boy scored 25 last night.
But see
Got you
what?
went
But
to
see
school.
what
y'all
we would
didn't
do.
read very much. Okay, my bad.
Yeah,
Y'all
we
didn't
used
read.
pictures. We
But
had,
y'all
they had
did.
pictures in the
Right,
paper.
but
We
you
just
would
cut
have
out the
people.
pictures.
You might have somebody that go to another game to see what they did, and that's fresh when you get to school the next morning. Oh man, he got off. He hit 30, for real. So was there a guard that you paid attention to your last 2
I don't
years?
know if
Maybe
it was a specific guard. Damn, it was so long ago. I know Trent was doing his thing at Newsom, but I was so crazy about it that if I wasn't the headline pitcher of the sports, high
Yeah.
school sports, I'm like, dang, I gotta do this now next week.
Yeah.
So I was definitely somebody that
So
was
you were
guilty of
chasing.
watching.
But you were
You were
driven.
chasing
then.
that. You were
Yeah,
driven.
I
So that was your driving
100%.
motivation.
Like Rashawn at Sickles
Yeah.
was good. Trent, just thinking about other guards. I think Chamberlain had some guards. That was my year. That was good.
yeah,
So
Josh Heath was at prep.
at prep, he was a little
Oh, really?
younger.
Yeah.
Oh, he's
Yeah.
younger than you.
He played me when Dre left. He played for me.
And then Jordan Davis is like the guy. I'm watching everything Jordan did pretty much.
Coach, I gave shout out Coach Davis.
Jordan
Jordan Davis,
hooping,
tough.
bro.
Yeah, Jordan was
But
amazing.
he
He's strong too, bro.
strong, and then also he played basketball the right way. I'm gonna tell you a funny story. And Henson is A little older.
2 years
2 years
older.
older. Okay. First game of the season, I'm working at T-Mobile out there in New Tampa. Sickles got freedom. First game was Monday night game, first game of the season. Sickles bus late. So Freedom and that woman, nothing working out. So word was
Freedom ain't
you
never
knew about
had
him.
no team,
I'm saying,
bro.
but you knew about Henson.
Yeah.
But you just reading the paper, like, is he really like third best player in the country? We've never had a kid in this area ranked that high. McDonald's All-American. Okay. They come to Freedom. And what
Yeah,
they
Casey
did,
Sanders.
Casey wasn't ranked like that. Casey was good, but Casey wasn't ranked like that. And you talking about public school, so he transferred in public school. Casey was at prep, and they did
Casey
workshop.
went- Go ahead.
So
Come on.
what was funny is that
Wow.
they break the bus pull up. They say, guy can man the bus here. So the referee they stretch and get ready. So one dude for Freedom, he like standing like at the 3-point line, like waiting. He got his arms folded like this, like waiting on to come in, like he on that bath stuff. Henson, the first guy they bring in, you see looking face, he was like, damn. He was like, damn. And then what's crazy, they played my older son CJ at Tech on a Saturday for Super Bowl. They also mad because Tech only opened up one side of the bleachers. They don't have one side open. So one of the boys that played with CJ that was guard was like, man, he's soft. He and the guy said, brother, let me explain something to you. He playing now not to get hurt. A month later, played the McDonald's All-Star game, and you saw how good he was because the level of competition was different. So now you could play, because you got a lot of guys in high school, they football guys, so they out there. They not really, they just out there. But that kid at Free was just so funny. He was saying it was all for he was sitting, they had the music going, he was doing his little grill thing with Henson all day. He said, damn, he looked like, he that.
That was a real deal.
And he did his thing, and that's why I say,
You played against Henson?
Yeah, my sophomore year, they beat us bad.
Yeah,
They got to us.
Yeah.
Oh, that was your struggle year.
Nah, that wasn't a struggle year. That was a struggle game.
Struggle game.
Oh,
yeah.
okay.
But see, I go back
we won 20 games that year.
like Toronto was 08. They went 09.
They went to state.
They went to state. King came back the next year. 09 went to state with Torland. Then
Yeah, my cousin was on that team.
who was that?
Chauncey.
Yeah, Chauncey Reed there. Yeah, he know Chauncey well.
my
So
dog.
they him and Reed there got to fight in the game. That's crazy. But anyway, before the game, pregame, that's just as crazy. But anyway,
Chauncey be wildin', bro.
all the way. Shout out to Chauncey. So the next year, I think Sickles may have won,
Then Sickles went to state.
but they won. They won 1 year. I don't know if it was with that
Nah,
team.
I don't
They won that
Okay,
team.
then the next year,
We went to state.
y'all went to state, and then 2 years later, Jedrick won state. So we had a good 5-year stretch where we had representation.
But they closed the rec down.
All the rest still over. They've got a little
I'm saying
tighter.
the basketball.
They got a little tighter with the rules. So that's why it don't exist no more.
The
They
basketball.
still got a lead going.
It ain't the same. So I'm gonna ask you. So, and I know have you been to a high school game since late?
It's been a minute. It's been a minute.
Been a minute.
I went. I think the game where Blake beat. Oh, they beat Leesburg to go to state the year
Okay,
before, right?
that was last. We were there. That was last year.
That might have been my last.
That
high
when
school
Kato
game.
got dunked on. Dude called him left hand. You was at that game.
Oh, yeah.
That was
Called Kato left
That was
hand.
a really good game. That was intense.
Baseline.
Yeah, but that's why I say
That was high
so.
level. That was a high level game.
Right, but you had a lot of elite talent.
Yeah, that was a good
on the
game.
court.
They should have won that game.
And that's why I tell Doc, we go back and forth, but high school basketball is so watered down in the county. And it's a lot of kids, like my nephews at a school last year, they dress out 15 kids. They ain't even got enough chairs for the kids to sit down. So they take time out, just like, what they call it,
The Golden State.
no, what's you going around with musical chairs? So like, this my seat, this my seat.
That's crazy.
And I'm like, but why dress 15 kids when you know you're not even playing 5, 6 of these kids?
That's real.
But
Just to make it,
we had 15 on our team, but
how many played?
10.
Okay, so the other fighters out there just homeboy just kicking it.
You might get to 12, depending on the score.
Okay.
But them last 3, they definitely.
They just out there. They just on the team. Just
They
kicking it.
pretty much JV players that.
But they cool with y'all, so they they have fun. Y'all on the butt. They
But
cracking
we
jokes.
got our rotation was 10 players. It was 10 players playing every game.
What about y'all?
Rotation wise, like 8. We
And
had
that-
like 12 on the team.
Right, and it stopped at 8, right?
Probably 7 if Charles, depending on what Charles, who he want to play. But 7 or 8, I felt like played. That was it.
Okay, so that's what I get back to. So I don't know what it's gonna take. We bump heads about this, but it's like of late, private schools are making like your Jesuit, Tampa Prep, Tampa Catholic, Berkeley. They're making the waves. Like Blake loses a lot this upcoming year. So they got a whole lot.
They
So
lose
then,
everything.
right? So you don't know what they got
A lot. They lose
coming
everything.
back. So now you look at teams like Newsom took a step back.
Okay.
Durant has always been solid. Like Leto went to the 8 last year with the Delgado cousins. Two cousins. I don't think they won 9 games this year. Tech, as strong as Tech has been, Tech won 4 games 2 years ago.
Yeah, I seen Tech.
See what I'm saying?
I saw Tech.
And what you saw?
It was bad.
Yeah, and that's what I'm saying. So it's a lot of bad basketball, but I think it's so much now into the kids are not working on their game because everybody's now looking at
Kids. I think the kids are working on their game. I think it's more about the coaches and connections in the area. So if you don't have a connection to bring in this next group of talent at Blake, they're not gonna get no talent.
Because I feel like the kids they had was a connection thing, right?
All of them, right? All them kids are together.
okay.
Yeah, that's true.
So if you don't have a
Skill
connection,
set.
so you basically, so I just say the upper echelon teams in Hillsborough County playing football, they have connections to programs that are bringing kids
like
in.
youth leagues.
Youth league programs, they have
Skill
connections
center.
with those. So now you have to find connections with AAU teams or youth league. Youth leagues that can bring those players, and you have to have those same connections in basketball, and they don't have that.
Yeah.
And
That's a good point.
the kids that are excelling are basically they going to private school. Like Dre didn't even want to go to public school; he wanted to go to Berkeley Prep. If he would have passed the test,
So just keep it all the way funky. You
So
pass
he
the
wouldn't
test,
have
you
been
going to
at-
Berkeley. You going? Ain't no doubt about it. You
definitely
going to
going.
There's no way that you would have not gone to Berkeley.
Man,
My uncle, so I played for my uncle at Blake. So it
I
was
understand what you're
definitely-
saying.
Your
I understand
uncle
what
would
you're
your
saying.
uncle would have told you to take the Berkeley.
You didn't
he
have
would've
another
been-
choice.
No, he wouldn't
I
have
mean,
been.
you had another. You had.
Guaranteed.
I'm not gonna say you didn't have another choice, but the choice you wanted wasn't available.
Your uncle would have pushed you to Berkeley.
Oh, no. It was different. I know I said that, but
You ain't have. You
I kind of, people knew when I was at Williams, kind of like,
That's what they
went to Williams?
assumed.
yeah, I went to Williams.
That's what they assumed.
The
If
Berkeley
you
thing
passed
was-
that Berkeley test,
The Berkeley thing was real, like,
Low
nobody
key.
knew about it.
right?
Yeah.
So that's why they saying you going to Blake. So if you pass that Berkeley test after that
know.
visit,
I can tell you this.
the way that, come on, bro, you
I
seen
really
that
wanted to play
campus,
him.
bro.
Yeah, it was
Had he
nice.
gone to Academy?
You seen
Prep,
that campus, bro?
he'd
Don't
have
do
been
that,
at
Dre.
Berkeley.
That campus probably look just like Winthrop.
Yeah, smaller version.
It probably look just like Winthrop, but don't do that,
I
Dre.
remember when I was there and we was in the cafeteria. They was showing me the cafeteria, and I was like, "Wait, so y'all got like a fountain drink here? I can go get as many cups of soda
Right.
I want." Like, dang, just small stuff
Bro.
like that.
Right.
I'm like, "Dang, they got a
Everything's
fountain
a la
My
carte.
cousin, that's why he went to Gaither. He said, so y'all mean to tell me y'all feed us? Y'all feed us?
That's crazy. Some things be like, what?
He went to Gaither because they would feed him, bro.
He
He said, so you mean y'all gonna feed us before all the games? We gonna get food?
But
I'm going. You went to Gaither.
And it's sad to say is that
Oh, geez.
a lot of schools. I remember, like, just shout out Coach Ashwood. Ashwood was at Hillsborough football. They do bricados every Friday.
Man, we did Village Inn after every game, pregame. We had Village Inn. You get
So
a
they bring
hamburger
it
and
to
fries.
You, they bring it to you. You
We
sit
go
down
to
and
we
eat.
go to Village Inn and eat
Sit
as
down
a
and eat.
team.
Okay.
So we get a hamburger and fries or cheeseburger and fries. That's it.
That
You ain't got no other options.
But that's what I go back to. So even like with the resources, like so for your cousin to be like, okay, y'all feed me, I'm going to Gaither. You see what I'm saying?
He was at Tech.
y'all feed me.
He was at Tech at a winning program.
Yeah, but y'all
And
got
he-
them groceries. I'm coming wet.
But he wasn't playing as much as he wanted to
I
either.
understand, but they would feed us, so that was just like.
But it was
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
Early, and I
That was
think
his
that's the
money to
thing
do.
that a lot of people don't understand is that when you have resources available to you, you can kind of especially in public school, like Plant. Plant has an abundance of resources they have available to them. You got people that own businesses, you got alumni, you got people that come back and give different things. So they don't have that struggle as far as, say, trying to compete. But let's say, like, and I go back to it, we raise money for Tech because they only allow the bus, they only allow a bus ride and one night for hotels. So
I'm gonna say this, bro.
Go ahead, say it, bro.
Tech, stop taking cash at the gate for a reason. We'll leave it at that.
Oh yeah, Dre said Hillsborough. Yeah, they had sophomore year beat y'all 2 out of 3 times y'all played. Y'all beat them in the. Yes, they beat y'all district championship. Yeah,
That's my dog. Man.
Yeah,
They stop taking cash
solid
at the
dude.
gate for a reason, bro.
I didn't beat Coach Lewis so many times, man. It's just I'm the number
you
one.
tired
Dre,
of whooping
man.
him?
I didn't beat him so many
Oh
times.
wow.
We used to play in summer league. I used to. Hey, Coach, I'm a
now
drop
Coach
25,
Chain. Coach
man.
Chain said it's not a basketball driven county, but they got.
It ain't.
But to me, let me
How
say
are
this
you
though.
not a basketball-driven county?
'Cause it's
in
a
county with
football
million people?
county.
No, I get that, but you have 1 million kids. You don't tell me you can't find.
It's not a basketball. This is a football.
Yeah,
state.
more. It's a football state, but when
State.
you have other areas like
No doubt.
Orlando, Jacksonville, Miami, okay,
Those are not basketball driven counties.
A lot of
Wait, hold on, Real. Outside of the rural, 1A through 7A were all Dade, Broward County schools.
Okay, now what were their football teams like?
Well, let's go back and
They
see.
ain't got to go back and nothing, nigga. It's the same thing. It's the same thing. This is a football driven state, man. Ain't nobody on this basketball, bro. It's
I don't
football
buy
here.
that. I don't buy that because you got
no more.
you got.
What you mean, not no more?
It's a lot of good players.
It's a lot of good. It's a lot of good.
I'm not
players.
saying it's not
NBA.
good players. I'm not saying that. But I'm saying football driving the bus. Them niggas in the back.
Okay, but in most southern states, football does drive the bus. I have no problem. I have no problem with that.
That's all I'm saying. That's all I'm saying.
But there are certain schools.
Amen, brother.
Okay, but there are certain schools.
But interestingly, I don't know where the base of all their rosters are from, but all your teams in the Final Four are Southern. In Texas is still Southern. All your Final Four teams are Southern schools, weren't they?
Yeah, it's because they getting funded by football.
Yeah.
All those teams is Southeastern Conference. Funded by
Yeah,
football.
Florida, Auburn, Houston,
Funded by football.
And Duke.
Except for Duke.
Except for Duke.
Duke
Houston's
is
private. Duke's private. Houston's public. I think Auburn State, Florida State. But like you say, SEC, they gonna pump the money in. But it's
That's
like,
money coming from ESPN football
right.
games.
But even like I just look at like Blake last year. Blake went to the 4. We raised money to get a bus over to Lakeland. Like there should be something.
I can understand that though. So
I
you
don't.
but you got bus for
You have boosters.
students.
You should have ways that there should be.
But this bus is
I'm
for.
not saying you should have an endowment. Like if something happened to me, I got something going to university. I'm saying that there should be ways to get kids things that they need to have.
But what I'm saying is
But there's
that
also
bus
some good ball players that I think.
that bus wasn't for the athletes. That bus was for students.
Okay, and that's
So
even
that's different.
Okay.
We are talking about being able to get kids down to Fort Lauderdale and having them food to eat.
Right.
That's completely different than what we talk
really
about.
should come from
Right.
the county, but
Right.
Right.
So that's completely different than what we talking about when
Right.
they had the issue getting kids down there for
Right.
2 days. But that's
matter of fact, we need to go back down to that school because I need to get.
So let me ask you I know you say your memory a little bad. When y'all went to Blake, did they do a pep rally for y'all or anything when y'all went?
To stay, yeah, we did like they walked us out.
Okay. Did they have a bus for y'all to go?
Yeah, we had a charter bus.
No, not y'all. I'm talking about like fans.
I think so. Yeah, I think they did.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, see, that to me that's the right thing because that's part of the experience for.
it's the same school. What's the difference?
When y'all went to Lake Wells,
Time.
they didn't go with y'all.
Lake Wells, no. We had charter buses.
I mean, I'm talking about for the players, of course. But see, to me, if I know we got a team and we making noise, that's something that we should be able to spread out there. Warren, that's New Tampa. So granted, a lot of the kids were
you talking about a bus for them
For the fans?
For the fans, yeah.
I got a question.
Man, our fans had cars.
I was gonna say,
Yeah, you talking
it's-
about,
it's-
bro?
I
They
would
drove
say-
to the game.
Yeah, Lakeland only 30 minutes.
We was in Lake Wells.
But a lot of kids,
state
right?
tournament.
But a lot of
we
kids,
ain't go that far. We
Right?
ain't go that far.
But a lot of kids can't. But a lot of kids can't get that.
We ain't go that far. We was straight, but we weren't that
I
straight.
understand what you're saying, but it was during school. I just think to me that'd be
It
a
was
good
during
look
school, yeah.
to say, okay, hey, you know what? We finna get behind and have our kids go over there.
If we would have went to Lakeland, we probably would have had 2 buses for the fans.
Okay, and I get that. But that's what I'm saying. So that to me,
Tanelli would have made sure the fans. I bet Tanelli would have made sure the fans got there.
yeah, and that's all I'm saying. So there should be somebody that's over the fundraising or whatever it is.
Man, Tanelli probably wouldn't did nothing. Our fans would have came.
Just pulled up.
It'll pull it up.
I don't know if they wouldn't come to Lake Wells, but it was niggas in there. In Lake Wells,
But they would have came to Lakeland.
they would definitely came to Lakeland.
And that's
more
what I'm
security.
saying.
That's great.
Yeah.
Grady Judd.
I'm be honest with you.
Lake Wells different. I ain't gonna lie. Lake Wells
The
different. Bro.
the year that
They like Cameron
y'all
Indoor.
when Devin them went 2 years later,
Jesuit,
they came in, and I mean, like I said, they probably drove, but
that's a little different.
they opened the door, and I mean, it was just like something out of a gang movie. Like you just say all these people, and everybody painted blue. They got their shirts on.
Man, you
That's
seen the
Jesuit,
clip when I showed you? All that over there was our side.
Yeah.
That clip that showed you that was our side. The other Jesuit side was the other
Yeah.
side, and that was
They
at
swole.
Jesuit.
They were swole over there.
That was at Jesuit, bro. When I tell you,
that Waddle got the steal in the dunk.
but when I tell you, bro, our fans came out, bro. We played in front of 1,500, 2,000 fans like several times in high school, bro.
What's the livest crowd you been in front of, like Hillsborough County road game?
That's tough. Probably Tampa Prep.
So
Tournament.
y'all won the tournament? Yeah,
That was,
they were
that
swole.
was lit.
Y'all beat-
Jesuit games was always fun.
Yeah.
I feel like we had the best crowd though, to be honest.
But see, that's what I'm saying.
Man,
And we
I had
got-
them.
We had
Times
both
I
have
had them
changed.
Negroes out there. I
Times
had
have
them
changed,
Negroes
yeah.
out there.
We had both sides. I went to a game at Blake and they only had one
Times-
Bro,
side.
I'm
bleachers.
telling you,
Time
it
to
ain't
change,
like
bro.
that, man. I don't know.
So that's what I'm. That's
I don't
what
know
I'm
if it's.
saying.
I don't know if it's
I
football
seen
or
my
just,
clip when I was in high school. It was the one side was our fans, the other side was Jesuit fans.
and it was full on both sides.
It was full on both.
Jesuit pull up.
They travel.
bring
They
their fans.
travel.
And they be talking,
They
boy.
talk crazy. That's why every time we beat them, I would look at this like Charles would have to tell me to chill out, but.
Because you're not really you're not really a chirper anyway. So I mean,
But Jesuit was different. They made you want to do that. I feel like Hillsborough games was lit too, though. Hillsborough.
yeah, we was over there when they beat they lost to Edgewater when Simons was there, and then they beat Lakeland and T-Mac was at the game. And I just remember it was so crazy.
Who?
T-Mac.
You said T-Mac what?
Tracy McGrady was at the game.
Oh, my
And
cousin played against Tracy McGrady.
And they
He
brought
probably
and they
dunked 10
brought and they brought in Publix. So they like this a dude walked in with a Publix bag. So they had like an area for Tracy McGrady on the Lakeland side. So it was like they had a rope, like it was like roped off for real. I'm like, it's a high school basketball game. And then they were like, Tracy McGrady. They were clapping crazy, but Hillsborough beat them by like 8 and sent them home. But and that's what Chris Ward. Shout out Coach Chris Ward. That's
Shout
when
out to
they
Chris,
went.
man,
They
the
went to
skill
the
center,
floor.
man.
Christian on that team with the little small.
Yeah, DeLeon. Yeah.
he was nice.
He was good. He was good. But and that's even like it's fun because we used to do something with like say Joe Fallon, Chris Ward, John Arroyo, Skill Center Cats, and they did all time greatest players. You younger, and like on the Hillsborough side, they had 11 of the 15 guys were like 2012 this way. No shade. But there was some guys at Hillsborough, and I think that's why I was trying to tell Joe when they did Warden, you in that first batch of Warden kids. So they had Van Zant,
There
Danny
was a lot of.
Green,
It was so they. It was more like a
CJ
little,
McGill was on there.
So that was more of. I saw the list.
Right.
It was more of like the players that were the original team didn't get as much.
They get the love.
Yeah.
And I think for me, if we're gonna do the best,
He
then
make both. He didn't make Jefferson and
yes, he did. He was second team Jefferson
University then.
and first team. And no, he was second team, first team King.
No, he's second team King.
Second team King, first team Jefferson.
okay.
That's what it was. Okay. So to me, it just seems like that the popularity, it's like, and when you look
But
at
it's-
body of work, Go ahead.
It's a like a I don't what it was called the in the moment.
Recency,
Yeah.
Yeah, the recency bias.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's more of a recency bias than
Okay.
anything because if you think about it, like high school kids, man, they don't. How many high school players like are really remembered in the game?
For sure.
And also, because of our platform not being that large, the voting base wasn't as big as it could have been. So a lot of old heads, people my age probably weren't even aware of that kind
Right.
of list.
But I think,
Yeah, so it's more recency, like
Right.
the kids from
Agreed.
today. Yeah,
I remember watching that when they made it, and I don't really know Fallon. I don't know the guys who do it. I never really met them.
okay.
But when they named me, he was like, "Yeah, Andre Smith." I had never really seen the guy play or anything. So it's like,
But I was on that show. I said, "No, Drake could go."
no, it's not even about. But it's like he's saying, it's like they don't even. And I'm 2011, so they
Right.
don't even know me and know the guys that went to Blake. Definitely didn't know the guys that played before me.
Right. But that's why I was
So it's
saying
like
that
you making a list based on
the idea was great, but to me, you have to reach
but
out.
I mean, it's like you saying reach out, but it's the internet. So
facts.
the people that get it are going to get it. You can't
Right.
give it to everybody. They
Right.
got to be available to get it. So we do the same thing as far as our award shows. So it's the same thing. So we'll have someone nominate. We'll nominate somebody which people might feel are better than the person that win, but the person that win is actually more
Got nominated.
popular. They got
Right.
nominated. They
Right.
participate. They let their people know. You know what I'm saying? And they end up winning the award, but it's nothing we can do about that
You're right.
because it's votes.
Right.
And it's the same thing with that. So it's votes. So the people that are nominated, the people that are on that list, like if you want to win, you gotta let people know.
And I think it's funny you say that because they
that
had
definitely make the list misleading, though.
they had James Devlin.
Not really,
Chandler, he was a little older
because
than you.
once you
Devlin.
if you promote
Devlin
the
was
list,
tough.
they
I
gonna
think
honestly
Devlin was
answer the
like-
questions.
Okay.
So
First
honestly,
team.
so if I go in there and be
I
like,
think you were
"Hey,
like
bro,
number
vote for me for the
2
best
or
nigga in the
3.
history of Hillsborough County," they're not gonna vote
Sharp
for that.
was,
Sharp was one.
Number one.
Right. Okay.
I was second.
Right. And which is not bad, like I said. But I think
You said
Sharp.
Sharp was one what?
He definitely
He was number one at Blake.
Oh, okay.
on
And
the
you was
first
number
team.
2.
Yep.
He was number 2. No, they do 15, so they just vote. So it's not by position, like they just vote.
Oh, top
and like
15
Two Boy,
players.
and Two Boy was like third team king. He's like, there's no way I should have been on this team. There was many guys. But he was truthful about it.
King had some
King
ball
had some
players
guys
back
like
in
you
the
know
day.
that
Yeah.
really, like then I remember one guy was like they did Brandon, and all of Brandon's guys went to the league, went pro, and one guy was like, man, I should have been first team. I'm like, well, how?
You went to the league.
Right.
Who they had? Dwayne Shentz is on there.
Shensis,
Tony
both
Graham
boys,
brothers.
Mac,
Jeff Turner,
and
Tony
Mac.
Graham,
Yeah.
and Tony Mac.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, Graham.
The
both
Graham brothers,
Graham boys.
Shensis,
Shensis, and Jeff Turner.
Yeah, that was it.
There's no question.
Right. You can't
There's no
even
question.
you can't even justify that like to be
Sid
like.
Poe might have deserved to be on there.
I mean, that could be.
He
that
got
could
hurt,
be-
bruh.
And
got
Cherry,
hurt.
and Cherry wasn't even on that list, was it?
He got
Terry-
hurt.
Terry was
I
second
played
team.
against
Okay,
Poe.
okay.
Say it was second team though. Say it was second
Okay.
team.
Crazy good.
All right.
Cherry was he's the
As
second.
long as he
team
on the
in Miami.
list, I played against
Yeah.
Poe.
Ain't that crazy?
Poe for
But
real.
Terry started like, but he went to East Bay transfer. That's a funny story too.
Poe for real, bro.
Oh yeah, Poe was tough.
I think he was better than Casey Sanders.
And they went. They went to
Cedric Pope?
They went to Lakeland and lost to Oregon Green out of Gainesville.
better?
Not Poe. Poe was good.
Wait, hold on. You said he was
Graduated.
better
No,
than
Poe was
Tracy?
on that team.
I think so. Poe was older than us. They ain't go with them Graham boys.
They went in 2000. Yes, they did. Poe was on that team, Waldo.
His brother.
Cedric Poe, number 40. I remember the number. Cedric Poe and the 2 Graham boys. They beat Ron Busky.
How
them.
old Poe is?
Tyree older brother. Tyree Holder.
How old Poe is?
Okay.
Well, I don't know. He was on
He
that
ain't come
team.
out in 2000. Poe came out in 98.
Poe on 918. He went on that. I promise you. He might have played with you as a sophomore then. I'm telling you. Because the Graham boys only played 1 year at Brandon. And they played that year, and that's when they popped all the way out that year. But I remember going to see them play Armwood. It was standing room.
Brandon.
Y'all beat Grandin? Grandin was on the team?
Yes.
Okay.
Y'all beat them?
Yes. In
Okay.
99.
Okay. It was Poe on that team?
No, he graduated. He went to USL.
Poe's on that team, I'm telling you.
He had a brother that played on that team. No, that was
Cedric
Hey,
Poe.
can you go ahead and answer
Cedric
that for us?
Poe was on that team.
Producer.
SEDRICK, Cedric Pope. He came out of Brandon in 2000. I saw them play because it was standing room. I'm telling you, it was standing room. I never been to a high school game. 90. Hillsborough 90. Fadul I ever seen the Hillsborough County. Rodney Mays down in Hillsborough took one back on King.
I know he didn't come out after 90.
Yeah, but
because he didn't.
Cedric Pope was on that team. No, Cedric, work this hood, Torres, SEDRICK. Get right, man. Tighten up over there, Torres.
Ebonics, boy.
Messing up the name. I'll tell you what the man's name was. Put a K at the end of that Rick, man. There you go. K.
POWE.
Yeah, you got POE, not Pope. Come on, Torres, man.
Edgar Allen. We ain't talking about the Ravens.
Yeah, man.
Yeah.
Eagle Senior. Put it right there.
Oh, here it is. Right
That's it. Eagle Senior stands out. Hey, what's the date on that, Torres?
2000.
2000.
Thank you.
7.
Thank you.
Tough.
He talked 98. He came out 98.
Oh, we whooped them though.
So as we do in the cipher, apologize to the platform.
Oh yeah. I apologize to the people.
Thank you, Reverend.
Amen.
At least we hear about clarity, because sometimes it's not about right or wrong.
But I was saying that to say the level of competition that was then to where it is now, and I understand things have changed. Like Waldo was at Warren, Robinson was tough, Jesuit was tough. They had teams in the area that okay, these are the teams we got to get up for them. Mm-hmm. You had teams that you had to get up for.
For sure.
Blake this year had nobody in Hillsborough County that would be like, okay, like they played Plant played them tough. They didn't play Jesuit this year. Jesuit didn't play them this year.
We didn't play Jesuit this
Jesuit
year.
didn't play them this year.
Why?
I don't know.
No, they didn't play. Well,
They didn't play Jesuit this year. They said that we went out there interview. They said they didn't want to play them
Yeah,
this
kind
year.
of sorry. Yeah.
Because they were younger, had kids. They had some ninth grade. They didn't want to play them. So
That's one thing I say about Tonelli, man. Tonelli's
you can't
schedule.
don't duck no fade.
Tonelli's schedule. Everybody he wanted to beat.
Yeah.
Oh, I ain't playing. And when I tell you he didn't like somebody, after he ain't shaking their hands, he said, "Hey, let's go straight to the locker room."
For real?
What?
Did you ever play that you're like, I don't want to say that to them after the game? Like,
Nah.
you shook
Nah,
their
we
hand?
never- yeah, for
Like,
sure,
we whooped y'all, dog.
Yeah, we ain't
You gonna
doing
say that to
Man.
him? Okay.
Coach Davis ain't.
It was a dude.
Ain't let us do that.
It was a dude from Jesuit go dove for an out of bounds ball, and he ended up sliding on our sideline. He probably got kicked by like 3-4 times.
For real? They was like that cloudy.
It wasn't clowning, but it was real life beef. It was
That's
real
not the right
beef.
Cedric, is it?
That's him. Yeah, Cedric Poe. That's him.
school is that?
SRE.
Yeah, that's him. That's I don't know what school.
What's
that
the B? That's Brandon.
No.
He went to
That's
US
overseas.
He went to Brandon. Started out of Brown. I forgot where he ended up going, but he played somewhere else. Birmingham Southern.
Panthers.
Yeah,
Okay.
that's him. Cedric Poe. I remember the name. Yeah. Cause they dunked. It was like a dunk show. Like I say, he dunked. They hit one of the grand boys. They dunked. It was like this. That was like the first time I saw guys just in the floor of the game just dunk at will. And I mean, Armwood was okay, but they weren't as strong as Brandon. Even like when y'all played them your first year, you had
Ain't had no basketball.
you had
team when we
Blake
played.
Allen Cahoot,
Yo, Teron,
Evan
Henderson.
Morrison.
Yeah, Morrison.
Morrison was the one that I thought was really, really good.
No,
was my
I'm
first
tripping.
game.
I'm tripping. I'm thinking about Kathleen.
With BB them?
Like when BB and his brother.
Yeah. Oh, no.
BB, I'm tripping. Never
Yeah.
mind, you right.
Okay, yeah.
My bad.
Nah, Brandon was legit. That was my first high school
BB
game.
Walden and TJ Walden.
First game ever?
Yeah, first game. I had 17. I was hyped.
What Teron said to you after the game?
I don't know, but
You ain't going to
Teron
Florida?
was like, huh?
You ain't going to Florida?
He definitely ain't going to Florida. But Teron was like chilling that game. I was so nervous for the game.
Yeah.
I was in the bathroom for a good little minute because I'm playing. Like, Teron Stewart was my
The
guy.
man, yeah, he was, and like y'all knew each other from the
Yeah.
rec. Yeah.
And then Evan on team. So I'm
You kind of looked up to him a little bit.
For sure,
You
I'll
really
admit
wanted
that.
to perform
for sure. I'll admit that. I
against
definitely
him
looked up
and
to
kill him.
For sure. But
Well,
he was just chilling.
Was there anybody at the rec like, we got them like, okay, this is gonna be fun.
Playing against Newsom was good because, like I said, Trent was on the team. Then Coach Mackey coached me.
Yeah.
Playing against Jordan, even though Henson them killed us. Playing against Wharton my junior year. They didn't have nobody really like from the rec. I don't know.
CJ was on that team.
CJ, but he was younger though. He was younger. So
And would y'all let Warden?
was that Blake? They got us.
They beat y'all?
I'm still salty about that. Yeah.
Oh, we always with Blake though.
If we played, I
We
ain't,
always with Blake. I'm just.
Was that y'all district or
nah, it wasn't.
so they just came over and played and beat y'all?
I wanted to play them again my senior. We'd have beat them by 25.
But yeah, Mike,
did.
yeah,
I mean,
McFarland.
I can say they would have beat y'all.
No, they wouldn't. We
You-
I could have said that.
We didn't lose to
McFarland.
Tampa.
Well, they had Sir.
Who's on the
lose
team?
to
McFarland, CP.
They had Sir on that
George.
team.
I don't, oh yeah.
Yeah, they would have killed y'all, bro. Man, we ain't on that, bro.
He wasn't even a no. Oh, dog, he wasn't like second or third best player on the team. Don't worry about them, man. No, we just beat them.
But that was that was a good squad though.
Nobody in Tampa would have beat us my senior year. Nobody did beat us in Tampa.
And you kind of
We
had
lost, we lost one time and I didn't play.
you had the green light at Blake then, right?
Yeah, but
His
I ain't
uncle
really
was coaching.
Yeah, but I ain't really exposed it like I should have. Like I never averaged 20 points a game in my high school career.
You got 1,000 points, though, right?
Yeah, almost 2,000. But I
Yeah.
never averaged 20 points. I didn't really expose the green light like I should have. I was trying to win. I was trying to. I
Trying
was
to get
too
other people
nice.
involved.
I was too nice.
So is that if you could change one thing, you'd be a little more selfish.
I wouldn't say.
Yeah, you would.
I
could
would
tell
have
by
been,
your
way
response.
more aggressive. Way more aggressive. Because why
y'all-
not?
So in other words, y'all would have beat teams worse than y'all beat them because
I wouldn't
you
say beat them worse, but I would have scored more points. I
that
don't
means
know
y'all
if
would have beat them
would've
worse.
Maybe that
Nah.
there might have been a selfish
But
thing to do.
it probably would have isolated some of the other players.
Other players for sure.
So it could have made the team worse.
Could have made the team worse.
That's what I was thinking to myself.
Now I got to ask you before we take our break. What made you want number 3? D Wade.
Allen Iverson.
Nah.
It ain't
in
nobody
high school,
else.
right?
Yeah.
Chris Paul. I was a Chris Paul fan.
Oh my God.
That's my guy. Yeah, I ain't gonna lie to you. I like AI. I was
Worst
cool, but
decision, bro. Like,
Chris Paul was somebody I wanted. to
State
kinda-
Farm.
CP3.
Yeah.
Emulate your game out.
I
You almost
started
did
off
what
with
now?
number 20.
You started with
Freshman
20?
year, my freshman year, I was number 20 because everything else was gone. All the seniors had the numbers I want. And then after that, I was gonna go to 23. My uncle ain't let me. So I was like, yeah, I'm gonna just wear 3 then.
why he ain't
But
let
it's
you
a-
at 23?
Jordan, he just ain't want nobody to have that number. Like you ain't.
Oh, his number was retired.
Yeah.
They retired Jordan.
No, I
number.
didn't. He was like,
You retired Jordan number, nigga. No, you can't wear
you
Jordan.
can't wear it. Yeah, you're not.
Oh, yeah,
that-
retired.
you're not that
High
High
should've
school
put it in the
ball.
raffle.
High school was 23, 32, and
You should've
21.
went to- I bet if you would have went to Berkeley Prep, they'd have let you wear 23.
Probably let me do it.
See,
Sure.
I told you should have went, bro. You ain't.
Hey, Wally, they would have got it made for him.
Yeah. What size you want, sir?
Yeah.
We're gonna get it custom fitted. Matter of fact,
we're
let's
gonna
take your
take our-
measurements.
We're going to take our only break tonight, man. We just really enjoyed kicking with Andre Smith, man. Anything you can give a young kid right now, 6th, 7th, 8th grade kid, trying to get to the next
Well,
level?
Yeah.
12th grade.
I would say just put your all into it, man. You don't want to look back and have any regrets.
If you're in 12th grade, it's too late for that advice.
Yeah, it is.
Keep going though.
Well, he's also an academic. I know you don't know anything about
yeah,
that.
I don't know nothing about that.
In the mirror, you got to work in the mirror in 12th grade. Get ready.
And get ready to go to school. Put
In
your
the
all
mirror,
shit.
too late.
Yeah,
but
but
you
you-
12th grade.
You play in college. You go to school, but you play in the mirror team. You just won't be on the
But
basketball
he's an
team.
academic as well. You can't take that from him. So
In the mirror,
that's-
in the mirror game, be live now.
I understand what you're saying. It's too late. And your career over. And the murals.
So just say keep
Yeah,
working,
just-
huh?
I would say just work hard, put your all into it, and work on. I was gonna say this earlier. We was talking about like, as far as kids being a dog, like some kids actually do work hard. They don't work on the right things. You got kids working on things they probably shouldn't be working on. You got six, 7 kids who want to be dog. Nah, just work on the things that work on things that's best for you.
Real game situations.
Real game situations.
Where
and
you're
not-
going to be put. You got to work on situations where you're going to receive the ball and can score.
Yeah, the dribbling between cones for 2 hours is not. It's not
For everybody.
It's not for everybody. It's not good for anybody, in my opinion.
Hey, man. Oh, you watching him open.
But yeah, man, you gotta work on the right things as well. Work on the things that actually make sense in the game.
So you basically got to get. I mean, if you're a guard, that could help you.
not for
but,
2 hours. It's
I mean,
not
not
situational.
not situations, but you have to be able to.
Hand-eye coordination, all that is good.
You have to be able to get the ball in the position where you can score. So
Yeah.
understanding when you get the ball in this position, what moves you need to make to get to the point of the floor where you want to score, the positions or the spots on the floor that you like. Learn how to get to that spot so you can put up a shot that you like or a shot that you're able to make.
Yeah. And that's not. I'm just saying it. I just feel like the cone work.
Dribbling probably could get you there though,
Yeah, but
depending on how you dribbling.
The games
But
it don't translate. It don't translate.
It
College
doesn't
basketball
translate
does not
because you're
translate.
not finna have
The
2
opportunity.
hours to dribble the ball.
The opportunity
You're gonna
to
have
make these moves ain't it.
you're gonna have 6 to 8 seconds to make a move or pass the ball in the shot
Way
clock.
less than that. In my
If you're a ball dominant player, you got 6 to 8 seconds to make a move, get to the bucket, or get rid of the ball. 6 to 8 seconds is a long time.
Any shout out you want to give, man? Dribble for 2 hours.
You have to do 20 phones.
Shout out to all the coaches doing the cone drills, man.
Hey, that'd be $100. That'd be $100 for your 2 hours.
when I work out chairs, I use cones, but we're not just gonna do that the entire workout. That's what I mean.
Oh, I can't come to you then. I want to go through the cones for 2
Yeah,
hours.
I want the cones.
I want the cones, coach.
But I mean, I don't want to disrespect nobody coaching and doing. But at the same, but at the same time, a kid might need to dribble through cones for 2 hours if he can't dribble.
On his own.
Yeah.
I disagree with that.
But I'm just, this is me.
But I'm saying,
Stuff
if
that I
that's,
can do at home, I'm gonna do at home.
but
Stuff that
you can everything you do at the gym, you can do at home.
That's true, but I got somebody that
I don't know about that.
can navigate and show
that
me.
is.
You ain't got
Okay.
Any drill you
Work
do
on
at the
this.
gym,
That
you
is
can
true.
do at home.
That is
All
true.
you need is a ball.
Drill.
That is true. But also that goes back to when you're away from the coach and when you're not playing, what are you doing? Are you
That's
working
when
to
you're
get
supposed
better?
to really get better.
That's the thing that I can't sit back and play video games.
I ain't never practiced outside of practice.
And
You didn't?
No.
And you went to the Air Force, right?
Yeah, exactly.
Okay.
But I never understood the concept of practicing outside of practice.
But
I'm finna go hoop.
but
I
also,
was like,
Had you
but
done that,
did you love
I probably
basketball?
would've- Yeah, I did love basketball. I would play basketball
Okay, now.
42 hours a day if I could.
Okay, Zach Randolph. Okay,
But 40, whatever. You know what I'm saying? So,
said 40 whatever.
but if I had guidance or somebody telling me, so I had a dude. He from Dade City. He played at Bethune. He went and played ball at Bethune. He came out there. He was like, "Oh, you straight, bro? Like, what grade you in?" I was like, "Bro, I'm in 9th grade." He was like, "You supposed to be better than what you is." When he said it, it stuck in my head. But I'm like, bitch, I'm supposed to get better. I'm out here hooping. Like what? All I'm doing is play. All I do is play
so
basketball.
you ain't doing that. You ain't doing no cones.
We ain't doing none of that. All I'm doing
You
is
just hooping.
playing basketball.
Just get out there, we gonna run.
We at the Wrecking Day City. We
gonna run
running.
like
We
2 hours,
playing
run like 2
basketball.
hours.
Right.
And that's it. I'm gonna go home.
That's it. Okay, so I need to be better. I'm just finna play more basketball.
Okay.
Like, you see what I'm saying? Like, it just never clicked of,
All right.
I need to focus on getting from
We
here to this spot to a spot where I can hit a shot and shoot that 100 times.
We got some announcements. We're gonna do that later on, but we definitely gotta acknowledge those that keep the lights on as we do every week.
Hey, man.
My man Will D left us a couple years ago, man. Cigar Life, every show we dedicate to him. CIGARLYFE.com. Go check him out. I got some good stuff on there. Greg, let them know what you're doing. Let them know you got receipts as
Talk
well.
to 'em,
sir.
Dawes.
Talk to him.
Hey, what's going on? Greg Dawes, GD Non-Attorney Pro Se Consultants. We help people navigate the difficult journey, sometimes of self-representation. I am currently embroiled in a battle with Austin Road Basketball Private Attorneys, State Farm Automobile
Call their
Insurance
name out,
Company,
too?
absolutely.
I thought Broiling was
Dr.
cooking.
John
Yeah, I
Shim,
thought Broiling
Shim
was cooking,
Spine.
too.
And one of the interesting things, I'm going to do some podcasts about this. You know, and I always recommend, and I say nothing disparaging about attorneys, but I'll say something about these. The weakness of some of these filings and the ridiculousness of it. I think people, if you really want to learn
Ridiculousness
how
was a show.
it should
Yeah.
be. If you
Sure enough
were,
it was.
if you get a chance, check out some of these podcasts I have coming on. Do some individual episodes and show
Tell
you
them how
all.
they can find you too.
And you can find me right here. The podcast will be right here on Greg YouTube, Greg Dawes, GD NAPSC, and of course we do have receipts. And a couple of our ball players did pretty well in their first.
Ball players? You represent ball players? I mean,
I don't
you
represent
assist ball
anybody.
players?
Oh, yes, I'll assist anybody except you.
I don't need you. I don't need you. I'm happily married.
Or anybody recommended by you pretty soon.
I'm recommending everybody, bro. If y'all need anything, man, call me first.
Also, my good man, Carlos Martin at the Auto Repair Center.
Shout out Carlos. Who you on, Minnesota?
Carlos he ride with the Clippers. He still hold on to the Clippers, and he would ride with the Cavaliers. And he which is kind of weird because he like
Cavaliers
the Cavaliers
and
and,
Boston?
the Heat.
Oh,
Like
and
the
the
Cavaliers
Heat.
and the Heat, they playing each other. Like, makes no sense, Carlos. You got to
Yeah, whoever win gonna
somebody.
win.
Yeah,
Whoever win, that's who I like.
exactly. Then,
Carlos a trip.
We know we're gonna win, but okay.
Shout out to Elevate Designs doing their
We still
thing.
gonna win We
813-400-7015.
still
Go
gonna
check
win
them out.
One time for Miss Newton.
There you go.
Twice.
She doing her thing. Got some stuff coming too. Get ready for that.
2 pieces.
Hey, also pull up my man Spencer Johnson, SEC pool. I might see that we've got the draft coming up, 813-802-9496.
And that is when is our
Thursday. Check them out.
Thursday.
SECpoolsearchers.com. Sir?
you're not inviting people?
You doing too much. That's the way offline. You be doing. You jump out too quick. That's a jump.
Y'all come out. Oh.
Y'all just jump out too quick. Yeah.
Yeah, we're good like
Yeah.
that.
Pull up my man Paul Archie, Tapper Tent, man, doing this thing.
And shout out to his daughter who started her, who had her
Get
first
up podcast. Yeah.
There you go.
813-408-9112. Tapper Tent Shop at gmail.com. So if you need tent for your whip, we got you set up.
For the office.
Yeah, for the office.
Tent for
Anything.
Anything. Paul, that's his thing. Then my man Calvin's Body
You got a
Shop.
windshield on your bicycle? Put a tent
Put
on
on it. 10 on that too. Any body work you need, Calvin's Body Shop, 813-831-6135
I have
down
got
there in
to get
South
by there, all
Tampa.
these dings in my vehicle.
7413 South German Tampa, 33616. And also, next to last, we're going to do Wingstop. Put them out there. We got a couple locations.
Shout
Got some
out to
more coming
Wingstop.
throughout the Bay
We
Area.
slide through there tonight, though. We
can. We definitely can.
I'm on the slight fast, so I'm going to go ahead and.
You can sit-
Okay,
you-
okay.
You can sit there
One
with somebody
time for the
to eat.
Ramadan.
You got me bent.
You ain't
One
sitting there
time for the
and fellowship?
Ramadan, okay.
You ain't gonna fellowship? I mean, you can't fellowship with us? Just talk
Man,
a
he
little.
doing the Ramadan, man.
I respect him. He still can. He can fellowship though, bro.
I can't fellowship with Ramadan.
I can't, man. I
Fried
can't.
chicken wings in there.
In the face, you can't. Yeah,
Right,
that's tough.
yeah. Just go on to the house. Now, I
It's
ain't
tempting,
tripping, dog.
yeah.
Like we're gonna hang out with Ben anyway. Okay, we got 10 located out the Bay Area.
We lit.
Over there, East Hillsborough, down by Club Alibi.
Okay.
Dale Mabry Highway. We also down
Dale
there.
Mabry?
Dale Mabry.
Okay.
Then we also South Florida Club Kathleen.
Okay.
Out north Dale Mabry down by Club Joy. You been there before? You been at Joy and Whiskey, ain't you? No, I ain't never been.
You ain't
over
never been to
there.
whiskey?
Man, don't try to put that man somewhere
Whiskey
he ain't
North?
been.
Oh, one time, yep, I did.
Okay,
Okay,
you
okay,
remember
shout
that?
out.
Back in the day.
Okay, got about the outlet mall out there in Luce. Also out there in Bruce B. Downs by Target. Headquarters over there, at 56 in Bush, not too far from you.
That's where I be seeing you at.
Perfect. Then also 2776 North Fowler where it all started.
Yeah, put the business out there. Yeah.
I've been that posted up. So we're gonna take a quick break. We come back. We're gonna hear Dre with his rapid fire. Then we got a big announcement for the mothers for Mother's Day. Then Waller's gonna get us out of here with his
Amen.
with the prayer. We'll do not
I'm
order right to the
definitely not
music.
gonna
Give us
be
like a
here that
minute. We'll be right back.
Amen.
I'll be out of here that segment. You know, no
Man, my
lighting.
granddaddy was. bro. We live on air, man.
So I
Okay,
apologize. I apologize. Like I said, we got A.K. Rough, Greg Dawson,
What do you want?
the one and only world famous Reverend Waldo, and our
Hey,
special
man.
guest tonight,
Wow.
Andre 4000 Smith. So, we're gonna
Okay,
be rapid
Andre
fire.
4K.
I would call him 4000. I thought he'd better Andre 3000. I call him 4000.
My
Okay.
whole life.
Yeah, so let's go ahead and pull up a rapid fire by Kings Care Waldo, Reverend. If you could, please.
Man,
Hey, get some of that.
shout out
organ
to
music in the
my
background.
wife. Shout out to my wife. Kingscare.com. Make sure y'all check us out. Kingscare
Hey,
with a K.
give him something to read because he'll mess it up.
Kings
Yeah.
_care with the Instagram. For a King, made by a Queen. Got shampoo, conditioner, pomade,
go.
beard wash, beard
And-
conditioner, and a beard oil.
There you go.
Make sure
Beard
y'all
oil
check
off
us
the chain,
out.
boys.
Check us out. Amazon, Brandon Mall, man. Y'all make sure y'all check us out.
Hey, you actually put that on a bald spot and
Kings
help your hair
Care.
grow back too.
We don't have magical hair growth serum.
It worked,
but
though.
we do have something that will hydrate your hair follicles, and the hair follicles that you have, it will grow. So
What's that called?
what you mean?
Bring me some of that.
Bro, you got it already. It's
You want some more?
the beard growth kit. We have the beard oil, beard wash, beard conditioner.
All right.
Hair growth, we have the shampoo, conditioner, and we have the pomade as well.
So make sure y'all keep that in mind come Father's Day for all the fathers out here. We're gonna-
Yeah, and I'm sure they're going to have something real sporty for the people. So
Yeah, we're gonna have some sporty older dopalicious.
That's what I'm talking about. Okay, so with that being
Amen.
said,
Amen.
favorite
Want to
food.
do it?
Favorite
We
food?
ready now, Tori. What's your favorite food?
Man, I'd go with hibachi.
Hibachi. Okay.
Damn, that's
Okay,
good. That's
50
first-
flow,
first
eating
time we ever had
hibachi.
that answer.
Hibachi.
That's the first time we had that.
Let's go back. Did you listen to music before game? You listen to music before games?
Yep.
What'd you listen to at Blake?
Wayne. All Wayne.
Winthrop, Wayne too?
Winthrop was more like Future. Drake.
Future.
Okay,
Yeah.
so you was on your.
Drake.
I
Oh, he
kinda-
went
kinda-
him. He
So
like-
you kind of confused, like.
Well, hold on. I was
and
still.
Drake. So you don't know when you. I'm saying they was
oh,
cool, but I'm just saying
Okay.
the
You gotta
vibe
slow it
was.
down sometimes.
So, okay, so let-
you gotta
okay,
slow
so
it
it's
down
like
and
a
get it back
mix.
up.
Okay,
Pause, you know
okay.
what I mean?
So let's do this then, because lately been doing
And
the
Wayne, too, though. I
They've
have
been
to
doing the Mount Rushmore. Give me your 4 favorite artists from your senior year of Blake to where you are now.
Oh, that's
If you want to put Wayne in the future, go ahead.
Wayne, Future, Drake.
Gunna.
Gunna?
I'm going with Gunna for sure. That's my 4. Gunna slash Baby.
Okay, Gunna / Baby.
We got to go, baby man. Gonna tell him.
Okay. Favorite tennis shoe to play in?
Right now or
Just,
back in
just
You said the
whatever.
favorite-
All
what
time.
was it?
Kobe's.
The Kobe's?
Yep. I
Okay.
forgot.
You had the
number.
favorite shoe to play in?
Yeah, favorite shoe to play in.
I'm going
Okay.
Kobe's.
Kobe's?
That's
okay.
easy.
And you know what's crazy?
What's that?
We ain't never play in low top shoes.
They do now. It's
Kobe made
crazy,
it cool
ain't
though. I feel like nobody did it until Kobe
made it
did
cool?
I feel like Kobe the one who really started
Right.
low top shoes.
it? Okay.
Y'all Chucks wasn't low top. Y'all not that up. My bad.
Oh, wow.
We had
Yeah, I'm sorry. Yeah,
No, you good. No, we wear
Nah,
low
I
top.
just ain't know.
Yeah, well, high top. That's how it was back in the
They
day.
had a low top. Shoe.
Ankles. Yeah. Favorite.
My bad.
Now,
Man.
see, they want me to ask you this. Who's your all-time favorite teammate at the Rec?
He wants you to say CJ.
No,
gonna say-
but if you don't say no, you did.
Nah, that was my dog, though. That was my dog,
I
though.
feel you on that. But who's your favorite all-time teammate?
He thinking about it,
I
wasn't CJ.
was thinking Jeffrey. Because
It definitely wasn't Dan.
I wasn't there.
I swear you gotta show the picture, man.
Okay,
Definitely wasn't Dan. Dan's out.
bro.
I know
Well,
Dan Chacho.
shout out Dan.
No, I wasn't Dan. I wasn't Dan. They wasn't Dan. Dan told me had the big hair. They were like 6'4", 6'5", but he don't remember.
Nah,
But go ahead.
I would have to probably say Chandler.
Chandler Moore.
Yeah, we
Shout out
was best
Chandler.
friends
Okay,
growing
yeah,
up.
okay.
we was-
I know who
Shout out
I know who
Chandler.
won't be subscribing to our show.
Yeah. This is
was my
last
dog.
episode.
CJ was my dog.
Last episode.
That's my dog, man.
And this is
We won a lot of games.
this is funny.
Is that Dan?
This what this that ain't Dan. This
No,
what my wife.
that's Mike Rowe right
That's
there.
an attorney. This what my this what my wife told me. She said, "Darren, you were never coach. You just had to do a lot of yelling. That's all you was doing. You weren't doing no coaching."
So
That's
so
ROC.
so I want to ask you this. They ain't got nothing to do with rapid fire.
Go ahead.
Okay.
Was he a good coach?
No.
You can say it.
Yeah. I think he was. That was my dog.
Situational.
We didn't need it. It wasn't a
So
situation.
y'all was blowing people
I was
out.
beating.
So was he a good coach or y'all was just good?
I think he was a good coach.
And I had
he
him ready
coached
to play.
us. He had him. Yeah.
Had him ready to play.
I feel like at the rec for me.
I
my
think
brother,
he's highly overrated.
I'd have had you going through the cones.
my brother wanted
2 hours.
My brother wanted him to coach us was a big deal. So I
Right,
felt
and,
like
but I'm gonna tell you something.
Okay,
too,
so he
though.
got approval
Yeah, I
from
feel
somebody
like
else,
right.
so it was
But
kind of
let,
like
me, but let me say this though, in my defense,
I can't play for just anybody.
Dre was already coached hard by his brother, so me coming in might have been a little bit of break because I gave Dre a lot of rope because he was my best player, and then I knew with Dre,
You got to get your best work.
right, and the thing is though, but I've had players.
I was never the best player. I ain't never have a lot
Okay,
of rope.
but let me say,
I
I've
need a
had
rope.
players that have got up off the bench
I'll put
and
one
go
around
sat
you.
with their mama. Like, get up and go then. You good. Get up and go. I don't care. Get up and go. Because I want to play with the guy. I'll tell you what's funny, that we go back to this. And I ain't going to call no names, but
Nah, say the
the
name.
year, I can't do it. The year we played,
What their mama look like?
the year we played well, I can say it, they my boy. The year y'all won, the first time we played Steve team. Okay. Steve them
Channer?
up. Channer. Steve them up. They got the 19 on us. We getting dogged. So I said, guys, listen, I said, we down 19. Let's just pick. Cause it's so flawed. We played them 3 times that season. The first time we played them, dude got fouled on a 3. He made 2 free throws. The game is tied. Steve's younger son, Isaiah, who does Isabel, shout out to Isaiah, ran out on the court. The ref didn't call a tech. Dude made the last 3 throw. We lose by 1. Second time we play him, one of the players' dads is refereeing the game. We lose by 8. So now we the player.
So now, cause he the referee, so
Well, I
y'all
mean,
ain't
come on,
scoring
now, why
enough
is he-
points.
But why is he? Why is come on? That's not
I'm
happening.
just asking.
I ain't never
So
seen.
y'all
I ain't never seen
ball
nobody
stopped
NBA
going
there.
through the bucket because he was
That's
calling.
fine. But it
He was calling the
but
game. Y'all couldn't make it in the
show you how
bucket.
stuff turn. They get up on us by.
Andre missed 4 layups.
Can I please finish?
Wow.
So now,
We're gonna have Torrey
So
tonight.
now y'all lose by
gotta
8.
go home, man. Let me let Torrey out
I'm
there,
just
man.
asking.
And I'm gonna ask him.
That's
So
to a
anyway,
domestic
we
violence
down
situation.
19. We down 19. We get back to. I say, guys, just pick. And these are kids like 10, 11
We
years old.
supposed to be doing
20.
rapid fire right now.
You stopped it. So I'm just going back to that. That was my last
Y'all
question anyway.
lost.
Okay, let's get to the championship thing. So my funny story is that I had 8 on the teams. I started my 5, Reshade, Dan, CJ,
remember
Jeff.
Dan?
Man, he keep mentioning. I'm sorry.
Okay, that's fine. But I had PJ, Sam, and Brandon Fry on the bench.
B Fry.
B Fry.
Shout out to B
When I
Fry.
tell you
Fry.
they did not want to get in the game, because they already knew I was already worked up and bad, so they were like, anything I do, I know Coach finna get on my, I'm not, I say, y'all want to get in? Nope. They said right there, pull, so I never forget, we were down 3, and Dre hit a long 3 and winked at me. I said, we on now, we ready to play. I said, Dre ready, we ready down there. Because he was kind of off, and Jeff was hitting 3s to get us back in the game, and we won that game. That was like the greatest thing ever. Steve had told me like about 2 weeks after that game, he was mad.
Steve be mad about losing.
He was mad.
The Channer Smith beef at the rec was real.
Yeah, because I'm telling you what it was
It
that
was
Dre
it was like us. And
yeah, and that's the thing, because
I
Steve,
wanted to know.
yeah, Steve was really like Brand. I mean, he had good kids, but Steve was
With
always
Brandon?
Brandon,
Kyle,
Kyle, and Isaiah. All them came. Malik, all them came through.
Well,
came
Brandon
through the
and
red.
Kyle the same one.
I'm sorry, yes,
Yes,
but Kyle's the oldest. Then he had a stepson, Sam.
Sam, yeah.
I never met Sam.
Sam played in the summer.
You know Kyle?
You know Kyle?
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's what's up.
I know all of them.
Okay.
Yeah, all of them. So
Waldo,
it was always
Waldo.
like, and then Steve would be like, "Oh, he sucks. He sucks." He would talk about kids like, "Oh, he's garbage. He's garbage.
he was
That
crazy.
kid sucks." And I'm like,
My Jamaican brother.
"Who does that?" Like,
Hey.
Wow.
but he good as God. I love Steve. You know that. Yeah.
Steve don't care nothing about that.
Listen, hey,
He sucked hard.
and when he finally told me, he said, "You know, that wasn't right. You let the kids keep playing." I said, "No. The kids get to play a quarter, because at 13 to 17, I ain't agree with kids playing. The best kids play. They said they got to play a quarter. I said, no, they shouldn't.
No, you shouldn't.
They shouldn't play, but I agree to play. So I got all them out the way early. And I'm talking, they scored, they running. Steve had 2 of his homeboys over on the bit. They already celebrated. Like they got the church. They done won. Everybody done
Yeah,
won.
they had to send them to Tanzania.
Bro, but they lost. They were bad. So I want to thank Andre
Send them
Cochise
shirts
doing
to
the rapid
Tanzania,
fire.
bro.
So if you can, Torre, please pull this up. And in fact, do you want to do the prayer first, or you want to do a
Nah, I want to.
Who with the prayer?
Yeah.
Torre, pull this up for us, please. We
No
got
part of that karma.
Mother's Day is coming up, so we've merged with
What we doing for?
Big Back Barbecue, Big Back Cuisine, Cupcake City, GD Naps, Humble Hustlers, Allured Essence, Tasty Twins, Tasty Treats, Rejuve, Auto Repair Center, got some good stuff going. So we're gonna give away 11 gifts on the May 4th episode before
Mother's Day, the week before Mother's
week
Day.
for Mother's Day. So
I
if
think
you
I'll
keep
be
right here,
back by
Torres,
then.
if you can.
Yeah, I can't stop that.
Okay, that's fine. So we giving away 2 meals, courtesy of Big Mac Barbecue.
Amen.
Big Mac Cuisine.
Hey, man.
Cuisine.
He's
up there.
Does
You just a cook.
does it cookies from
Cuisine.
Twiz Tasty Treats.
Okay, shout out to them. Shout out. Okay,
Then
okay.
we also have we're doing
Cupcake City.
4 half dozen cupcakes from Cupcake City.
There we go. By Tampa's Black Businessman of the Year.
Yes, sir.
That's tough.
Also, 4 juices. If you're a juicer from Rejuve, they're providing those as well.
I'm gonna grab me a couple of them this week so I can survive without passing out.
2 oil changes from the Auto Repair Center.
That's good.
And the
we're
grand
giving out
prize
that
is going to be either a facial or a back facial from Allure
Hey,
Essence.
don't
Thank
say
you,
it.
Shavonda,
No,
for that.
don't say it. Don't say it.
Okay.
No, don't
Shout out to them. Shout out to
That's
them.
not before your
Shout out
prayer.
to Amanda.
That's not before your prayer.
So go ahead, so go ahead, do your thing with your, with your. But I want to also wish my dad. My dad's going to see a physician this week. We praying for him, so keep him in prayer. So
Sure.
he goes this Thursday, then goes again on Tuesday. So.
Okay.
So hopefully, like I say, get through this, going to see an oncologist. So like I said, we're going to see what's going on with him and just let you know I'm praying for you, Lefty. So
Yeah,
all
shout out,
those well.
shout out to Papa Newton. He the only real one in the family.
Yeah.
Him, Derica.
And don't let no trash be looking at him either.
Yeah. So
Hey, you want to go to the party, Daryl?
No, I ain't gonna ask my dad to go, man. I'm straight. I hear about the money. Just tell me how well we going to do about money.
Okay, no doubt. I'm finna go.
All right. Go ahead, Dave City.
Oh yeah,
Close
so
out,
we
Rev.
want to keep Papa Newton in our prayers, and everything gonna come out with him. Everything.
Next
come
time I
out
go up there, I
all
gotta
right.
make sure I go by and see him.
And we want to keep my wife in our prayers as she gets them gallstones removed on Thursday. We gonna make sure everything is all right with her,
She's gonna be
and
good.
we just want to make sure the Hard Rock app make sure that get back.
It's up now.
Make
It's
sure
up
that
now.
get
It's up
back.
now.
It's up now,
It's
man.
up now, yeah. So I heard.
Oh, the app was down?
It was
Yeah.
down. I missed a couple.
They were upgrading the
I
app.
missed a couple plays on the Hard Rock app, so I just want to say
Put him in early next time.
to God be the glory, so this next play could come in.
Check it real quick.
And
It's up already.
it's already it's up and running.
Now, I'm telling you,
Yeah,
now,
I just
now,
used
wait a
it.
minute, hold on for a minute.
I missed the
You
six.
told me that when you praying on the Hard Rock, you should be praying because you want to want people to know what you praying for.
That's
And you ain't
the-
gonna pray for that.
Do you praying for a victory?
Amen.
Victory is mine.
Victory is mine. Victory today is
You
mine.
know what? Hey, mute his bike.
I'm so
Hey, but
I just
real
want y'all
quick-
to know.
Go ahead, man.
I just want y'all to know. Thank you. Thank you. Amen.
Amen.
Boy,
Thank you.
I gotta make sure I
So
don't
thank you,
eat.
so thank you, Reverend, world favorite Reverend Walter Black. For real, man, Teresa, man, we praying for you. Hope everything goes well.
Oh, yeah.
Later on this week, but I'm gonna put a post out there on the night so all the mamas,
What we gonna
baby
do?
mama
mamas.
figures,
Hey, what we doing?
don't do that. Don't be that person.
Okay.
Baby mamas.
Mothers,
Side chicks that's
aunties,
pregnant.
just anybody that's a mother figure, man. I'm gonna put a post out tonight.
Anybody that got
Tag-
babies from a dude.
Tag everybody in it. All you gotta do is just put mother, just comment mother. We're gonna
If
pull
you
the
got
name.
Hashtag mother.
If you got churn,
Churn.
Okay, just put mother. We're gonna do
If
the
you wanna
right
win, if
here.
you really wanna win,
hashtag
And we
chop
gonna let-
shop
and you
for
know what we gonna
mamas.
do? We gonna
Put
let
that out there,
Waldo- We're gonna let Waldo,
Chop
will
shop
you
for the mamas.
pull the names?
I'll pull the name. Make sure Teresa name
Man,
pull.
don't have his
But
name.
I'll
Don't have
pull
his
the name.
name.
I'll pull all
And we
the
need to
names.
get us a special guest puller. Will I be here for that show?
That's 2 weeks on the
That's
floor.
you got to tell us. What you mean? Is you gonna be here for the show?
Yeah.
Well, I'll
We
be out of
don't
town for.
When is that? For
I'll
Mother's
be-
Day?
I'll be out of town. I'll be out of town for Mother's Day, but I'll be out of town for
Next week.
I think next week when my daughter graduates, right?
That's on the 2nd.
Okay, cool.
But then that's on a Friday, so you won't be back
I'll
that
be here.
Sunday?
I'll be here.
Okay. I think.
But you a trip, bro.
No, wait a minute. Whoa, no. Mother's Day is the 8th.
Mother's Day is the 10th.
10th. Okay, I won't be there that day. Okay.
Yeah. Ain't you going to the comedy show too?
No.
Okay, see, this what I'm talking about. Exhibit A. Jimmy doing too
I was
much.
gonna tell you, I was gonna
Hey,
tell
Dre,
you.
man, I sure appreciate you coming out, man.
I got a mother to
Thank you
get
for
it
coming
on.
out, man.
I got a mother to get
I'm
it
just
on.
glad
Get
you
in
can
there,
make
get
it,
in
man.
there.
I already
We
told you
don't
that.
got to deal
Okay.
with this, bro.
So look, hey, we'll be back next week, man. I got a special
Will?
prize cover for y'all.
What
Then
day?
we got a 2-line crew coming in that week, man. Y'all get ready. It's gonna be straight entertainment.
Who?
I
It's
tell
a
y'all,
special
man.
guest, man.
Special guest, man.
Oh,
so
we doing a special. We good. You can't tell again, right?
I can't
No, he
say
can tell
nothing
us off the air.
off the air. So, Torben, thanks for everything that you do. Hope everybody had a good Easter, man.
Hey,
That's
it's
why
good.
we do it, Chop Shop, man.
Hey, hold on, Lindsay.
Hey, man.
If Torres is late, it's because of Daryl.
Anyway,
Amen.
I'm trying to
let
avoid
me
any kind of association with
let me
domestic
ask Rev
violence.
something real quick.
Who's got it better than us? Nobody.
Keep God first, love your family. When you see us, holler. We gone. Good
If I
night.
got to wait for Torres to run you over trying to get, man, I got to be home by now, man.